And after a whole hour-long break, we are back yet again because the night is not over. While the previous Game 7 wasn't the greatest, most competitive Game 7 in the world, I do expect this to be an incredibly competitive Game 7. So let's just go ahead, let's jump right into it, let's lock in. Hopefully we're in tune for the game of the night here tonight. Let's do it. And that is right, we are indeed back at it again here for our final game today on the doubleheader. We have the second Game 7 of the night, and yes, indeed, that does include the Toronto Raptors taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers down there in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say either team has had a home court advantage, although I think Toronto might have had a home court advantage. They've been pretty excellent at home during this run. But winning both games in Toronto, winning all 3 games in Toronto? Did they win all 3 games in Toronto? They might have, no, because they won the last game. Yeah, last game in Toronto. They won all 3 games in Toronto. And so they need to win one. The home team has won every single game in this series. And so Toronto wants to pull off the upset. I think a pretty major upset here. You know, we've already had one upset here in the East. Detroit managed to not make it too earlier in the night. Can Cleveland? Which side will Cleveland end up on the scales? Will it be 2 upsets? Will they be able to pull this one off and not allow the Raptors to play upset here tonight? I do expect the Cavs to show up and play well. The problem is they do employ James Harden. And unfortunately for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Game 7, James Harden is a thing, and it's not a good thing, but it is the first round. It's not necessarily the round that James Harden tends to choke in. So maybe, just maybe, who, by the way, he's played in 7 Game 7s. They just put the graphic up there on the screen right there. He's played in 7 Game 7s. He's come through in a Game 7 before in his career. Can he do it again here tonight? They are at home, so they should have their role players cooking and ready to go. But this Raptors team has proven to be better than I think a lot of people expected. They have just locked in defensively. Guys, Barnes and RJ have both stepped up. In the absence of Brandon Ingram, no Brandon Ingram, which, by the way, we're going to have to clean up our bingo card. I forgot to do it in between games. I was too busy showering and using the bathroom and cleaning myself up and changing outfits because we got to change outfits to update the bingo card, which we will. We still have Ingram on there for an unfortunate reason. Ingram is not playing. And we know Emmanuel quickly's been out the entirety of this playoff run, which is unfortunate for both him and this Raptors team. But thankfully for the Raptors, Scottie Barnes, RJ Barrett, and the rookie Colin Murray Boyles, Jamal Shed, Jacoby Walter is starting to show up. Can he show up yet again here tonight? He had a pretty excellent game the other night. We will say it should be a good one. It should be a grinded out type of game. I'm expecting this to be close. I'm not expecting a blowout either way. Unlike in the previous game, I was kind of expecting Detroit to pull out the Orlando Magic. I was hoping they wouldn't, but I was kind of expecting it to happen. Again, no Franz Wagner. Had to expect that the Detroit Pistons, with all the momentum in the world, we're going to end up winning that one in Detroit. Can't necessarily say the same for Cleveland here tonight because I don't think either team has momentum. Remember, Toronto is coming off the big RJ Barrett game winner. Got the Halliburton bounce off the back of the rim. Went straight up. Came right back down through. My guy, RJ. So I will be rooting for my guys in terms of RJ. Quickly, obviously not playing, but I do like Scottie Barnes. And not necessarily a big fan of James Harden. So as much as I don't really have a dog in this fight, if we start looking at the next series in terms of who matches up better against the Detroit Pistons, I think Cleveland still does. But I also, to a certain extent, don't really think Cleveland will show up in these big games. Both Donovan Mitchell and James Harden both have a history of not coming through when their team needs them the most. So we'll see how it plays out here tonight. This is a pretty inexperienced Raptors team, young, inexperienced Raptors team. So Cleveland, with its veterans, with James Harden, with Donovan Mitchell in these situations before, should be able to pull it out. They should be. Time will tell. The game will tell, and that's why we're here. Spark, what's up, Spark? Happy to see you again. Need a grindy defensive slog? Maybe not a slog, but definitely going to be a defensive first game, I think. Daniel Berry Sports is up, Daniel. Roger G. Wall, Tammy, appreciate you. Rich Rip, what's up, Rich? Raptors by 9? We'll see. Roger G. Wall, appreciate you, brother. End of Days, Joseph, Drummer Manny, Tiz Blocker, Rose, appreciate you guys. Ty Eagles, Tay Cowboys, appreciate you. Here we go. Let's lock in. We know who we have here with the Raptors. We know who we have here with the Cavs. We're in Game 7. We know what these teams are doing against each other. We know what to expect. I think ultimately what it'll come down to is who's going to be able to knock down more shots, which is why I tend to lead towards Cleveland. They just have more options, more shooters offensively. But if Donovan Mitchell and or James Harden tend to show up and lay a couple eggs, obviously Toronto will be in prime position to pull this one off. Robert Cross, what's up, Robert? Over 200? It's a good question. It's a good question, Robert. 200 is a pretty good number for it. I'm going to go under. I think this is going to be a defensive game. I think the pressure of a Game 7 will force these teams to not have very good shooting nights. I'd be more surprised if it was a good shooting night overall than a bad shooting night. So I'm going to go on the under. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I think it is. But real quick, we can go through it. We know what Scottie Barnes is doing. I think he's been phenomenal defensively in this series. I think he's been the best player in this series. I think he's been that fantastic. I definitely feel like it's a bit of a leap here for Scottie Barnes. We'll see if he can take this momentum going into next season, but this season might not be over, so. Rob said, I went over 191.5. It's going to be around that number. It's going to, I was thinking, like, what could be the final score, and I'm thinking, like, I think the most the team's going to score tonight is going to be 98, so I'm going to think under 200 makes sense to me. But you never know. Cleveland could come out with their hair on fire and knock down a bunch of threes. I guess that's the point. But Cleveland 6-2 all-time in Game 7s, 4-0 at home. Well, I will say a lot of those Game 7s came while they were employing LeBron James, so I'm not necessarily going to take that all-time record for the Cleveland Cavaliers into account here for this game. But we know what Scottie Barnes can do. Going back to our player graphics here, we know what Scottie Barnes can do. I think his defense has been supremely underrated and not talked about enough. I think he's been utterly fantastic. It feels like he's guarding all 5 guys out there. He's flying around, jumping in the passing lanes, scram switching everything, peel switching a million things, on help side, closing out to three-point shooters, run him off the line, getting back into the paint, protecting the rim. I think he's been phenomenal defensively, and I do think this is a bit of a star turn here for Scottie Barnes. I know he's kind of had that potential, and he's kind of hovered in that area for a while here, but I think he has been utterly fantastic during this series here. Michael Brown, what's up, Michael? Ahmed, what's up, Ahmed? We go over to Brandon Ingram. He's not playing tonight, unfortunately, for him and for the team, although maybe a bit of a blessing in disguise. He has not been particularly good in this playoff series, nor do I think he's been awesome for this team. And I think they generally play better without him in the lineup. Unfortunately for the Raptors, that usually involves Emmanuel Quickley, who they will not have today. But in large part because they play well with Brandon Ingram, in large part because of R.J. Barrett. And I think he's had a phenomenal playoff run here. Star J. Barrett may also be on the rise. We could also be seeing a bit of a star turn, although he had a really good underrated season this year that didn't go talked about enough. Lano Motors, what's up, Lano? Welcome back to you, brother. It didn't go talked about enough, in part because he started off really strong, got hurt, went out for a bit, came back, was kind of mixed, and started to get better again, then went out with an injury again. So he was constantly in and out of the lineup to varying degrees of injuries. Unfortunately for him, led to a bit of an inconsistency period. But I think when healthy, and as he's shown during this playoff run against this Cavs team, he could absolutely be that guy. And right now, he's being that guy for this Raptors team. I mean, coming off a game winner in Game 6 to keep the season alive is nothing to sniff at. No matter how lucky we want to consider the shot, hit the back of the rim, went straight up and came back down. It is what it is. It went in, right? Mr. Nixon, what's up, Mr. Nixon? Knicks Sixers Game 1 tomorrow. Can't wait. Let's go, Knicks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm actually going to have to create a brand new thumbnail for it. Not really. We have thumbnails created for the Sixers. But, of course, I can't wait for the game tomorrow either. Let's roll it out. Start of the second round starts tomorrow, man. Today's the last day of round 1. We are officially, past the beginning point of the playoffs moving into the next phase. I can't wait. Spark said, when B.I. has a good shooting night, it makes such a big difference. I think he's out injured tonight, though. He is out injured tonight. He has not had a good series. He's not shot it well. I don't think he's a good playoff performer. I don't think he plays well against good defenses because he takes terrible shots, unfortunately for him. He's not quick or strong enough to get into the paint for layups. He's not crafty enough with his handle to manipulate defense to draw fouls and get to the line. He settles for a lot of mid-range shots, and he's not a good enough three-point shooter to really force teams to guard him out to the three-point line and run him off the line. They'd actually live with him shooting threes because he doesn't really want to shoot the threes, nor is he particularly that great at shooting threes. He's good and probably should shoot more, but turns down a bunch of open looks in order to, find his way into the mid-range and then settle for a fall-away contested mid-range shot. Now, with his size and his length, he can knock those shots down, but I'm not a fan of Brandon Ingram, nor do I think he has played, nor do I think he's synergistic with any of the other three guys on this team who are more important than him, in my honest opinion. So it might be a blessing in disguise. Like you said, Spark, if he is knocking down shots, it could go a long way, but it just hasn't always been the case with Brandon Ingram, and it definitely hasn't been the case during this playoff series. Mighty Montreal, it's a Montreal. Ingram forces your team into an inefficient offensive set, and that's a good point, Montreal. Brandon Ingram forces you to play his style, whether he's making shots or not, and I think that's unfortunate for him because he's not good enough to commandeer an offense and be like, let's play offense through me, but he's also not cognizant enough or skilled enough. I take that back. I think he is skilled enough, and I think that's the frustrating part with Brandon Ingram. To play within a system and play off of other guys, again, he doesn't like to spread it out to three. He's not a good off-ball mover. I don't know why I'm turning this to ragging on Brandon Ingram here. Brandon Ingram's a solid basketball player. I just don't think he's synergistic with this team, nor do I think he's good enough to commandeer the offense, which he definitely does with the Raptors when he's in the lineup. They kind of give him the ball, and they're like, oh, okay, Brandon Ingram, you go operate. I guess we'll go hang out over on the other side of the court and wait for you to decide to do something with the ball. It's just not great offense with Brandon Ingram, unfortunately. Him being out tonight, we'll see if it benefits them or if it hurts them. It's, obviously going to go one way or the other. Win or lose, they're going to be moving on. Caesar, what's up, Caesar? My predictions, Cavs by 5, Raps hold on, Knicks versus Pistons, Eagles, Knicks Eastern champs. There you go, hopefully. Spark said, I'm hoping they pull it out tonight and he gets the chance to show otherwise next round. A man can dream. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Again, I think he's really skilled, and I think that's my biggest frustration with him, is that I'm like, brother, you're better than this. Why are you settling for these mid-range shots? So, yeah, hopefully they can move on to the next round. And I tell you what, going up against the Pistons, if the Raptors do end up making it there, you're going to need all the firepower you can get. So Brandon Ingram is definitely going to be key. Ahmed said Brandon Ingram is a solid number 2, except he doesn't see himself as a number 2, Ahmed. And that's the problem with him. If he would be a number 2, which means moving off ball, knocking down open shots, spreading the court for your number 1s, that would help his career trajectory. And he's just not good, either good at those things, recognizes that he should be good at those things, has an intuition for it, or just is like, no, I'm a number 1 scorer. Give me the ball and get out of my way. You guys play off of me. And he's just not good enough to do that. Right? All right, let's keep it going. We know RJ can do. Quickly, unfortunately, has been out, and that's their core 4. Without him, they've had to try and find other ways and call for other players to step up, and that's when not Grady Dick. Woohoo, Grady Dick no longer part of the rotation. Unfortunately for him, unfortunately for the Raptors development staff. Jakob Poeltl, the forgotten 5th man of the starting lineup. I don't think he's a starting caliber center in the NBA anymore, but there are times where he can be valuable. He's a big body. He plays hard most of the time, and you're definitely going to need him. And they have needed him to match up against the size and not physicality, but the size, because we know this Cavs team doesn't play physical, but the size of the Cavs in terms of Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. And he's had some good spots. He's had some not so great spots, but thankfully for this Raptors team, they've been able to rely on their rookie Colin Murray-Boyles to step up. Ochai Agbaji also not part of the team. My goodness, when am I going to get to taking some of these guys out of the player graphics here? But Colin Murray-Boyles has been absolutely phenomenal here in this playoff run. I think going into next year, he might have to just be a starter. I mean, maybe you can't because he's not a stretch shooter, and I don't think he's big enough to play center full-time. But if they can find themselves a stretch big to try and help space out the floor, then maybe they can start Murray-Boyles at a power forward spot. Scottie Barnes, start him at the 3. You're getting, really versatile there defensively, but really limiting yourself offensively with the lack of shooting, which is why I think they might need a stretch 5 instead of Jakob Poeltl there. Not a lot of those running around, but we'll see what Toronto does moving forward. Maybe they could draft a guy that they could help develop to get them over the edge. They're definitely in need of big. Colin Murray-Boyles as your backup center is not really going to get it done. And I know they have Sandro Mabakalashvili who will come up at some point, but he's also not really a center. He's more so of a power forward, wing kind of player. Montreal said, I honestly think Ingram would be best as a 6th man. I kind of do too. like a Jamal Crawford, the kind of guy that can lead the second string and get buckets his way without hindering the starters. Yeah, I think that's a really good point, Montreal. I tend to agree. But when you get to a point like Brandon Ingram has gotten, it's really difficult to convince him to go to the bench. And like I said, he would be a solid number 2, except he doesn't see himself that way. And if he doesn't see himself as a guy who should be playing off of other players, I definitely think you'd have a hard time convincing him to be like, no, go back to the bench so that we can give you the ball and you can have all the opportunities you want, the ball in your hands as you want. But he's like, no, I'm a star. I'm an all-star. I can get to the all-star game. Why would I come off the bench? You know, not everybody is Manu Ginobili in that mentality. Manu Ginobili famously made an all-star team, and then the Spurs and Greg Popovich were like, actually, it'd be better if you came off the bench. You know, so I don't think he has the personality for that, but it could be wrong. Could be wrong. I could also be wrong with him not really fitting in with his team. Maybe it's just going to take a year before he figures it out. I don't know. Aries, what's up, Aries? Only few teams I'm rooting for. Let's go Raptors. The North remembers. There you go. The Raptors. I definitely didn't think this was going to be a 7-game series. So I'm already impressed with what the Raptors have done against this Cavs team. Although I've never been impressed with this Cavs team. So there's also that. Tiz Block, what's up, Tiz? Joseph said, congrats to Detroit and Philly on the comebacks. Whoever in here is a fan of either team, congrats to you guys as well. There you go, Joseph. I like to see a comment like that. Appreciate you, brother. All right, let's get through the last couple of guys here for Toronto. Get to the Cavs real quick. We do have Jamal Shed. We're going to get the tip-off soon. My goodness, I'm running behind. We do have Jamal Shed as the backup point guard, playing for the injured Emmanuel Quickley, and he's been solid enough. When he plays well, they can manage. When he doesn't play well, they start to run out of offense. So they're going to need all hands on deck. Him, Jacoby Walter, who's a two-way guy. I saw somebody compare him to like a modern-day KCP. Actually, that's a pretty good comparison for Jacoby Walter. Pretty good comparison to him. I also need an updated picture. He no longer has this hairstyle. And then the last guy, Sandro Mamakhalashvili, more of a backup wing than a backup big. They're going to need him to knock down some shots. They're going to need him to grab some rebounds. Donovan Mitchell, we know what he can do. He's got some playoff riser moments. He's got some playoff dropper moments. So we'll see what kind of version of Donovan Mitchell we get here today. Nixon NYC with a very generous gifted membership. Appreciate you, Nixon. Thank you for that. Thank you for your generosity, big dog. All right, we're going to get the tip-off soon here. So real quick, Evan Mobley, he's actually been really solid in this series. They're going to need another good performance from him here tonight. Same with a guy like James Harden, who I think for the most part has been solid in this series. But man, does he have some moments throughout his career where they needed him most and he's just vanished. So we'll see. We'll see what version of James Harden here today. I think this is the biggest question here tonight. What version of James Harden are we getting? Darnell, what's up, Darnell? We got the Jared Allen, who, similar to James Harden, what version of Jared Allen are we getting? He definitely has the size advantage. He's been rebounding much better. He's been protecting the basket much better. He hasn't been scoring to the degree you would think he would with a weakened front court. But we'll see what version we get of him. A lot of this is like, all right, we've seen these guys in these big moments like this. Let's see who comes through here tonight, because there's always some sort of dark horse riser in these moments, especially for these close game sevens. Keon Ellis is actually no longer part of the rotation. Interesting that now 3 separate coaches have seen Keon Ellis play these high leverage games and have gone, I'm good throwing him out there. Just seems to be too limited of a player, not a good enough 3-point shooter, and not a good enough defender to like fully commandeer minutes here as a part of the rotation. So Moneyline Sports Investments, what's up, Moneyline? Mobley 20 points plus 200, let's go. I'm rooting for you, brother, I'm rooting for you. Max Strus, really important that he finally came back healthy. He's got to knock down shots. But his overall impact is always really solid for this team, whether it's its defense or his rebounding or just his energy and his effort can really inspire this team. Similar with guys like Dennis Schroeder or even Sam Merrill, who we'll get to, but Dennis Schroeder, outside of Keon, they came together in the same trade coming over from Sacramento. Dennis Schroeder's remained a part of the rotation because of his ball handling. They need a backup point guard. They lost their true blue point guard in Darius Garland in the James Harden trade. And while James Harden is kind of a point guard, not really the guy I'd rely on as my main ball handler for a full 7-game series, as we've seen, especially now at an older stage in his career. So Dennis Schroeder, as a ball handler, a guy who can bring the ball down, I think that's also a thing that they haven't necessarily, why they removed. TT in the morning, what's up, TT in the morning? To see who we're going to face in the next round? Yeah, you got to. As opposed to Keon Ellis, who is not really much of a ball handler at all. The ball handling in the NBA, especially against teams who apply a ton of pressure in the backcourt and defensively, you need ball handlers. And Dennis Schroeder can handle the ball, at least, right? Dean Wade is really important for them with his size, his defense, and the ability to stretch the court. Now, he hasn't been great from three-point range this season, but we'll see what he's got here tonight. Again, it's always the random role players. Larry Nance Jr., they're not utilizing him off the bench. Jalen Tyson, really important role player for this team. Phenomenal three-point shooter throughout the regular season. His size, his defense, his versatility is important for this team. We'll see how important. He has dealt with some foul trouble that has limited his impact, but we'll see how much they utilize him here. Sam Merrill, I talked about him a bit when mentioning Dennis Schroeder, or when mentioning Max Strus. His three-point shooting, invaluable. His ability to knock down contested threes, invaluable. His space that he provides, because you have to stay connected to him, invaluable. And then his effort and energy. He's not the greatest defender. Never going to be the greatest defender. Doesn't really provide a ton outside of spacing and three-point shooting and movement off ball. But those are very important things, and he does it at a high level, and he competes. Right? If you're going to be a bad defender, you got to at least try. And he tries. He pays attention. He's usually in the right place. He's just not quick enough to get there or beat other athletes to the spot. And he's not big enough to really contest with anybody in a one-on-one situation. Nixon said Mitch wants some get back. I see 5. Nixon 5. What's up, David Oz Jr.? We'll see. Let's go, RJ and the Raptors. Yes, sir. Oh, we got to root for RJ. That's my guy. That's my guy. Montrose said Spider and Harden are always such a toss-up in the playoffs. They are either unstoppable or non-existent. Absolutely, which is why it's hard to talk about this Cavs team, because it's like, what version of the two stars are we going to get? What version of them are we going to get? I think Mitchell will play well enough, even if he has a bad game. It's James Harden where I'm like, it's either sink or swim with him. He's either horrendous or he's really, really good. There's really no in between. TT in the morning said Nixon 4 until proven otherwise. You know how I'm feeling, brother. I love it. I love it. And this is our bingo card. Again, we're going to trade Ingram out for something, obviously, because he's out. I forgot to do it during the break. I was doing other things. I was eating, cleaning my face, laying down for 10 minutes. Didn't have a ton of time in between takes here. Changing outfits, of course, setting all this up for the next stream. So you guys are going to let me know, what do we want to change Brandon Ingram for here? Everything else has been mostly the same for this series. Haven't really changed too much. I think there's only one other thing I changed, but I can't think of it. So you guys let me know in the chat, what do we want to change Ingram 20 points to? I think Colin Murray-Boyles we should change to. It should be something, a prop for the Raptors. Should be a Raptors prop. So I'm thinking Colin Murray-Boyles, what, 12 points? 12 and 8 for Murray-Boyles? Does that seem fair? TT in the morning, the wedgie? We're not going to throw the wedgie in there. We're not. Battle for the tip-off. Here we go. Jamal Shed wins the battle. They're starting Shed again. No Jacoby Walter in the starting lineup. Unless he is in the starting lineup. They're starting Shed for the injured Ingram. I forget. They try to get it down low to Scottie Barnes, gets knocked loose. I think Harden got his hand in there. Here come the Cavs pushing the other way. Inside Jared Allen. Tried to throw down a big one and hammer to get the crowd into it. Instead, he doinks it off the back of the rim. And RJ and the Raptors bringing it down the other way. Barrett gets up top to Shed. Shed coming to his right of a screen. Mobley switched on to him. They lob it over to Scottie Barnes being guarded by Harden. Backing him down. Spins off of him. Baseline pull-up jumper. Tough shot. Got it to go, though. It's a pretty good sign for Toronto. That's Scottie Barnes looking aggressive with the jump shot, knocking it down confidently. Harden bringing it down against Barnes. Coming to his right, down the lane, gets all the way to the rim, kicks it out. Mobley, wide open left corner 3. He's going to pump fake. It doesn't matter, though, because he's out of bounds. So the ball's going to go back to the Raptors. Pretty solid start. 15 and 5 for Murray-Boyles. All right, I was thinking 12 and 8, but 15 and 5. Okay, I like 15 and 5. I can rock with that. What's up, Christian Blaze? Art NYC, what's up, Art? RJ, one-legged fall-away jumper. Can't get it to go. Comes up short. Dean Wade, the rebound. Here comes Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell crosses over to his left. Stops. Pulls it back out. Coming to his left. Spins back to his right. In the lane. Against Barrett. Gets caught in the paint. Almost turns it over. Loose ball. Harden able to survive and pick it up. Kicks it back to Mitchell with 3. Misses it. Battle for the rebound. Mobley knocks it to himself. Pulls it out. Down low to Jared Allen, a horrific pass hits the backboard over the top of Allen. And now here comes Walter bringing it down off the turnover. They swing it over to Barnes. Barnes will take the lane to the basket. Scoop layup. Got it to go. And the foul for Scottie Barnes. What a start for Barnes and the Raptors. What a miserable start for the Cavs. Early in the game, obviously, but a couple of turnovers not looking great. Ahmed said a triple-double for Harden. I mean, we have triple-double up here already, right? Don't we? We usually have double-double intro. Yeah, we have 2 triple-doubles. All right, we had 2 triple-doubles. We got to change one of these, too. How did I mess that up? All right, we did. The bingo card not looking great. Not my finest work, I'll tell you that. Barnes does knock down the second free throw. They get it over to Mobley. Mobley, up top, coming to his left. Pull-up jumper over Pirtle, and he finally gets the Cavs on the board with a nice, calm, cool mid-range jumper. And here come the Raptors looking for an answer. R.J. Barrett up top, being guarded by Mobley. What a response. They put Mobley on R.J. Barrett. That's a huge compliment the way the R.J. has played in the series. Barnes up top, swings through to his left, backing down Dean Wade, stops, turns, kicks out the Shed in the corner. Pump fakes, gets it back to Mobley in the post. Mobley, pump fakes, back to Shed, left corner 3, he's got enough space, and he rattles it in as the shot clock expires. And the Raptors coming out looking nice offensively so far. Harden bringing it down, crosses over to his right, down the lane, stops, pulls it back, mid-range jumper over Barnes, got it to go. There you go, now James Harden getting in on the action. 9:30 to go here in the first. Shed bringing it down, or Barrett bringing it down, has it on the right wing. Gets it over to Jacoby Walter off the screen. Swings it out to nobody. A terrible pass for Jacoby Walter. It's going to go into the backcourt and out of bounds. Probably should have picked that up if you were Barnes. I'm not going to lie. Christian said Mobley doesn't have a square. Mobley doesn't have a square, so I missed the Mobley one. Okay. Good eye. Good eye. I think we have Mobley for 20. What's the one we usually have? Pull up an old one here real quick. We usually have Mobley for what? We usually have Mobley 4 stocks. All right, so we'll put Mobley 4 stocks in there for the triple-double. My bad, y'all. Mobley in the paint, leans in, draws a foul. He's going to the foul line for 2. Mobley being aggressive against Jakob Poeltl there. Poeltl getting his hand caught in the cookie jar. You definitely don't have to do that against Evan Mobley. I'll tell you that. Don't have to do that. Oh, he does have it. 4 stocks. Mobley for 4 stocks. We do have Mobley for 4 stocks. What are we missing? What did I have 2 triple-doubles in there for? What am I missing? I don't know. All right, well let me pull it up. During the first timeout, we're gonna rectify this right away. Mobley knocks down both. Oh, he splits the free throws. Excuse me. Split the free throws. 8-5. And Barnes has it up top, being guarded by Wade. Coming to his left, Harden switches onto him. Barnes is going to dance with it. Swings it out to Jacoby Walter. A left wing 3 for him. Quick catch, fire, and shoot. He got it to go down. The 3 is going down for the Raptors early. Here on the road, you normally don't see the role players play this well early in the game. But so far, a really nice start for the Toronto Raptors. Harden dancing around the screen, slipped past the Mobley to the rim. Can't throw down the lefty dunk, but the ball finds its way to Mitchell, who misses the 3. Pirtle, a nice strong rebound. And Pirtle gets it over to Jamal Shed, bringing it down. They swing it over to Barrett. Barrett bringing it down, full head of steam, spins off of Harden in the paint. Floater gets blocked by Jared Allen. Loose ball picked up by Allen. Over to Mitchell, over to Harden, pushing the pace. Harden on the right wing, pulls it back out. Good total defense there for the Raptors to cut him off. They swing it around Dean Wade, ran off the line by Barnes, completely across the court. He's able to run him off the line. Wow, what an effort from Scottie Barnes there. They get it over to Harden, coming to his left down the lane, gets blocked going to the rim, but fouled. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. And the Raptors saying it's clean. But Harden gets the whistle. He's going to the foul line for 2. No flagrant? There you go. Yeah, you guys find what's wrong here. We do have a tech. So flagrant foul, no flagrant foul. I don't always have a flagrant foul, but there is no flagrant foul in here. So maybe we should put a flagrant foul, I guess. We could do that. We could do that. So let's go ahead. Let's cancel these out. We got some free throws here. Harden's at the foul line. No challenges, even though they were contesting that it was clean. So we'll cover one of the triple-doubles. I guess we'll cover that. And then we'll cover Ingram for 20. And we'll do... Harden misses a free throw. Harden normally a knockdown free throw shooter. Flagrant foul. No, that's not what I want. Harden goes 1 for 2 at the foul line, splitting them. And Barrett will bring it down. 5-point lead, 11-6. Colin Murray-Boyles is in the game. Barrett coming to his right. Stops. Gets it over to Murray-Boyles. In the post. Kicks it back out to Barrett. Barrett up top. Being guarded by Mobley. Swings through to his left. Stops. Crosses over to his right on Mitchell. Trying to get past him. Spins off him. Coming to his left to the paint. Lefty layup high off glass. Got it to go down for R.J. Barrett. Don't let him get back to that left hand, man. He's trying to get you to bait him to cut off his right hand so he can spin back left on you. Or crossover left. RJ gets to finish going left there. Mobley bringing it down, pulls it back out, leaves it off for Harden. Coming to his right, driving it down along the baseline, kicks it to the corner. Wade ran off the line by Barrett. Good defense for him to stay in front after chasing him off the line to get it out to Mobley, attacking the baseline, inside to Jared Allen, reverse layup. Can't get it to go down, but he draws the foul. He's going to the foul line for 2. Eric C. said Harden normally does a lot. Until it counts. Until it counts. And that's the thing with James Harden's career kind of being defined by not a great pressure-filled player. When the pressure rises, Harden shrinks. Darnell said we're going to the finals. Keep hope alive. Ain't no stopping us now. I mean, hope should definitely be alive. Should very much be alive. That's what I want. Oh, I didn't do it. We're going to get a timeout. Perfect time. All right, let's rectify what we got going on here. I'm going to fill one in with flagrant. Flagrant foul. This is what you get for rushing. So we're going to fill one of these in. Flagrant foul. Because I messed that up. And I should probably spell foul correctly. There we go. And then we're going to cover up the Brandon Ingram with Murray Boyles 15 and 5. Is that what we said? Jeff Brown, what's up, Jeff? How you feeling, Jeff? How you feeling? Bray, what's up, Bray? Who you got this game 7? I'm leaning Toronto coming into it. Jared Allen knocked down the first free throw, by the way. Then we had a timeout. Cleveland 3 fouls, Toronto 1 foul. All right, I think we said we're going to fill it in with Murray Boyles and something. I said 12 and 8. Christian Blaze counter with 15 and 5. I like 15 and 5. I might be relying on him for too many rebounds there, so I'll go CMB. 15 and 5. Jeff Brown said a little nervous, but hopefully we'll pull this out. I'll tell you what, man. As a Knicks fan, during this run here with Jalen Brunson, I've only experienced one Game 7. And while it made me nervous, the Knicks were down like 5 role players or 5 players in their rotation with injury. And so the pressure wasn't as high because we all felt like, hey, man, it was a great run, but it's just not the Knicks year with their health situation. So it wasn't as pressure-packed as it could have been. All right, we got CMB in here for 15 and 5. I think that's fine. We'll fix that right there. I think that's fine for now. Here we go. Bray said a Toronto Nato. Toronto chokes. Toronto chokes. I mean, they didn't choke the last game. If there was any game to choke, it was Game 6. We'll see. Not, what's up, Not? Victor Vito Carleone, what's up, Vito? Let's go, Raptors. There you go. There you go. A lot of Raptors fans, a lot of Cleveland fans. I love to see it. Nixon said Embiid won't be healthy for the whole series. I mean, I'm not really reliant on that. I'm just like, let's just beat them. Beat them. The Knicks are more than capable of beating them, even with a healthy Joel Embiid. So just beat them. Not that I'm going to need Harden to pick it up. All right, we could also set this up properly. There we go. Set it up properly. All right, now we're locked in. Now we have our bingo card corrected. We have our box scores set up the way we want them. Brady said, my bad. Harden chokes. The Raptors are going to take this game. I mean, I'm rooting for the Raptors because as a Knicks fan, I got to root for my guy RJ. But I think Cleveland's going to have the advantage. They do have the home court advantage. But the way Toronto's coming out, I don't know. We could be leaning towards Toronto here tonight. Here we go. Coming out of the timeout, Jared Allen knocked down the second free throw, and Barrett has it up top. Coming to his left off a Barnes screen, being guarded by Dean Wade. Barrett coming to his right, trying to get it to Barnes. He can't. Now has Harden switched onto him, spinning to his left. Down the lane, throws up the lefty floater, can't get it to go. Good box down and rebound by Jared Allen. And now here comes Harden. Hit ahead to Mitchell. Mitchell crosses over to his left on Jamison Battle, who just checked in, by the way. Mitchell down the lane, floater, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Murray Boyle skying, taking that putback dunk away. And in transition, Jamison Battle knocks down the right wing three. Toronto knocking down threes at a high rate is not what I thought we'd see coming out of early in this game. Halfway through this first, it's 16-8. They get it over to Dean Wade. Dean Wade in the lane, swings it out to Mitchell, ran up the line by Barnes, gets it back out to Dean Wade. Barnes runs out to contest his shot, can't get it to go, and a loose ball foul on Jamison Battle, trying to box out Jared Allen. Jared Allen being aggressive in the paint, looking for his attempts there, looking for his ability to attack the glass. Great job from Murray Boyles, who snagged the rebound out of the air so that Jared Allen couldn't get that putback dunk. Allowed them to get out on the break for Battle to knock down that three. Papa Becky, what's up, Becky? Knicks all the way? Yes, sir. Christian Blaze said the Knicks are on a crash course to these conference finals with Detroit, just like OKC and Spurs are in the Western Conference Finals. As we all expected. Sean Amagun, what's up, Sean? Is IQ playing? Nope. IQ was it was already expected he was going to miss the entirety of the series, even if it went 7, unfortunately. Dean Wade gets it over to Harden, swings through to his left against Battle, down the lane, feels some contact, throws it up, gets the foul call. Late whistle, but he does get the whistle. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. The Raptors not really contesting it. So Harden will have 2 free throw attempts here. Nixon said Knicks Spurs in the finals. Knicks in 7, replay of the cup with the same results. Knicks the first team to win the cup and the finals. Yes, sir. We love a prediction like that. Take Hobby said RJ, Kawhi Barrett. Harden at the foul line for 2. Harden knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. Christian said, I did have Detroit beating y'all at first, but after the Orlando series, it's only right to put New York Knicks in the finals. There you go. Oh my goodness, what a lob from Jamal Shed to Colin Murray Boyles. I was too busy taking compliments. But you look up and Shed coming off the screen, getting downhill, throws the lob up top of Murray Boyles with a big one-handed hammer in the paint. Here we go, let's lock back in. Merrill gets it over to Wade. Wade on the right wing, swings through to his left against Battle, stops, turns, spins in the paint, steps through, floater, can't get it to go down, a lot of contact, no fouls called. Loose ball situation, Wade had it, RJ takes it right out of his hands, and we're pushing the other way. RJ Barrett up top, picked up by Wade. Barrett gets it over to Jacoby Walter, left wing 3, he's wide open. Can't knock it down. 18-10 lead here. 8-point lead here early for the Raptors. We're past the halfway point. Harden on the left wing. Picks it up, coming to his right off the Max Strus screen. Harden crosses over to his left. Down the lane, throws up the floater. Can't get it to go. A lot of contact, no foul call. Battle picks it up over to Shed. Harden still on the floor, so it's a 5-on-4 situation here for the Raptors. Shed attacking. Tries to kick it out to Walter. Gets knocked out of the air by Wade. Gives Harden just enough time to get back on defense. And now it's a normal set. They swing it over to Battle. They're trying to get it to Barrett. They lob it over the top. Barrett has it. 1-on-1 against Merrill. RJ Barrett swings through towards the baseline. Stops, turns, spins, has it in the post. Inside, Jamal Shed layup. What a pass from RJ Barrett as the Raptors take a 10-point lead. 20-10 here, under 5 to go. Merrill coming to his right, sees a double team, picks up his handles, got nowhere to go. Good denial defense from the Raptors. Finally hands it off to Wade. They get it over to Harden. Harden being guarded by Shed. They get over to Max Strus. Well contested by RJ Barrett. Can't get the shot to go down, but rebounded by Jared Allen, who flips it up and in with the right hand over Murray Boyles. He has the size advantage, got position there and got the rebound and got the putback. Barrett bringing it down the other way, looking for an answer. They hand it off the Shed over to Murray Boyles up top. Murray Boyles bringing it to his left, pulls it out. Gets it out to Jamal Shed. Shed dancing around the Murray Boyle screen. In the lane, throws up the floater, comes up short. Long rebound over to Harden. Quick outlet to Strus. Strus bringing it down, has it on the right wing. They lob it down low to Jared Allen against Barrett. Barrett bodies up against him, and it's a turnover. What a strong stand for RJ Barrett there. He's been fantastic to start the night. And Barrett crosses over in the lane, spins against the double team, flips it up, draws the foul. He's going to the foul line for 2. Or is this a turnover? Why are we all walking away? I guess it's a turnover. What was the call? Ruzande, what's up, Ruzande? Shot Collars, what's up, Shot Collars? Dre, what's up, Dre? Ruzande said, I wish people would stop saying Knicks in 7 when y'all know that it's not even going that far, and Sixers are dang sure not taking no Knicks Sixers series to no 7 games. So cut it out. We'll see. We'll see. I guess it was a turnover. I'm not sure what the call was. I guess the travel. A 3 for Jalen Tyson, who just subbed in, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Barnes. We're pushing the other way. Scottie Barnes shot out of a cannon, swings it over to Shed. Shed down the lane in the paint, flips it up at the rim. Got it to go down. What a drive and finish for Jamal Shed. And I definitely feel we're going to get another timeout. Another timeout here. I definitely feel we're seeing a bit of a change here from a lot of these Raptors role players, because all season long, we've been asking for these Raptors role players to step up. There was so much potential being left on the cutting room floor here for the Raptors, and you're getting Jamal Shed stepping up in this playoff series. You're getting Jamison Battle stepping in, giving you a couple of quality minutes. Murray Boyles obviously is having a bit of a moment here during this playoff run. Mama College continues to be okay. He's been solid. Might have a good night, might have a bad night, but he's been solid for the most part. Jay Chang, what's up, Jay Chang? It was a travel. Perfect. That fits our bingo card. Beer Battered Gummy Shark said, is this season an RJ Bear redemption? Almost forgot he was in the league. No, RJ Bear has consistently been good throughout his career. This is the best season of his career by far, though. It's not a redemption season. He's always been solid. Ozahar, what's up, Ozahar? Nick Yaks, an Embiid will go against 2 7-footers, both playing good defense. Yeah. As opposed to the Boston Celtics, who had an unprepared Nimi Keita and whatever was left of Nikola Vucevic and an untested Luka Garza. Embiid's going to get his. He's awesome. He's awesome. He's a flopper. He's a dirty player, but he's going to get his. He's supremely skilled. He's going to get his. He's going to put up points. He's going to put up numbers. The Knicks just have to make sure they limit the rest of the team and limit him to free throws, or limit him to mid-range jumpers as much as possible. Ruzande said, if Toronto beats the Cavs, do you think that they can take out Detroit? I think anybody can take out anybody at this point in the East, man. Either live Smiley or live Smiley. What's up, Smiley? You know they can't guard Embiid. Nobody can guard Embiid. That's the point of being a superstar level player. Nobody can really guard you one-on-one. It's going to have to be a team effort. They're going to have to keep him out on the perimeter and do their best. But one player is not going to beat the Knicks. It's going to have to be a team effort. Thankfully for the Raptors, they have a team. For the most part. They have like 5.5 players. It was a Bear travel. So let's fill that in right now. We do have a travel on our hands. And that's right next to the free spot. Here we go. Not filling in the white. There we go. So we'll fill in the free spot. We'll fill in the travel spot here on a bingo card. We're going to keep track of it as best as we can. I love the way the game has started, though. 22-12. The Cavs are just not really knocking down a ton of shots. Donovan Mitchell starts 0 for 3. So if there's any guy not really showing up right now, it's Donovan Mitchell. But I do assume he's going to get it going at some point. Take how we said the playoffs are about hustle plays. They can be. That possession battle is so supremely important, man. I was breaking up the Raptors role, guys. They started the year thinking that it was going to be Jacoby Walter, Ochai Agbaji, and Grady Dick stepping up for them. And as the season went on, all 3 of them got off to horrific starts. Jacoby Walter found his way out of the miasma of whatever kind of funk he was in. So he has been remaining a part of the rotation and has actually climbed his way into the starting lineup with the injuries that the Raptors have dealt with. Whereas the other guys, they're just out. They're just out. And even Ochai Agbaji not even on the team anymore. But Colin Murray-Boyles has stepped up. Jamal Shed off the bench has stepped up. I really like what I'm watching from Shed here as the nominal point guard for this team with Quickly out. 7 points for him with an assist. I think it's been great. And you look at Scottie Barnes, 5 and 4 assists for him to start. Murray-Boyles has 2 points and an assist, or 2 points and a rebound, which we need. We need that. Knicks first team to win the Cup and the Finals in the same year. Let's take it round by round, right? Let's take it round by round. Isaiah Gardner, what's up, brother? Here we go. Locking back in. Mobley has it up top being guarded by CMB. Swings through to his right, and he throws it to nobody. Mobley is looking at Tyson, saying, why didn't you stay in the corner? Tyson saying, I'm cutting back door. This is what our set does. Look for me cutting back door. So some miscommunication here for the Cavs. Shed has it up top directing traffic. Trying to get it to Barnes. They swing it out to Jamison Battle, a right wing 3 for him. Comes up short, long rebound. Tyson able to snag it, and they get it over to Strus. Strus Over to Mitchell. Mitchell up top, being guarded by Mamu Kalashvili. A dribble pull up three. He knocks it down. There goes Donovan Mitchell for his first basket of the night. Shed over to Murray Boyles. Fends off of Mobley there. He stands tall. They kick it back out. Shed coming to his right. Tries to hit Battle coming back door. And Battle gets pushed out of bounds by Sam Merrill there. So the ball's going to stay here with Toronto. Under 3 to go in this first. Big action. I like Raptors' chances against Detroit more than Cleveland's chances. I go back and forth on it. On paper, Cleveland is the better matchup. But I think in actual play, I trust the Raptors. Crazily enough, as the series has gone on, I trust the Raptors more. Jamal Shed down the lane, throws a wild skip pass out to Mamu Kalashvili. He'll take the baseline and kick it back to Shed, and they call a charge on Mamu Kalashvili. Max Strus slides in there and takes the contact. Morty man, what's up, Morty? Montreal said, I love to see how RJ has developed his game. He came into the league as just a high motor slasher, much more well-rounded now. Yeah, the passing has been the biggest leap for him. Absolutely always needed to continue to develop that, and he has. Mobley lobs it over the top to Sam Merrill, who flips it up at the rim and draws a foul on the backdoor cut. I wonder if they're going to give it to him on the pass, or are they going to give it to him in the act of shooting? Stir Show said, Raptors legitimately played so well one game at home earlier this season. I was shaking. It was a violent win. Spotty T, what's up, Spotty T? Scomberg, what's up, Scomberg? Quick question. Is it Donovan Mitchell? He just can't win in the playoffs every year, has a great year, and duds it in the playoffs. Yeah, he's got some duds in the playoffs, yeah. He absolutely has. It's absolutely fair to say. They do put Merrill at the line, not because it was in the act of shooting, but they're in the bonus. So he's got 2 free throws anyway. What's up, Morty man? Two game 7 playoff series on a Sunday. Great start to the postseason. Great first round. Agree with you there. Barnes bringing it down, steps back, mid-range fall away. After rushing it down the other end, can't get it to go down. Not a great shot for Scottie Barnes there. Here come the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are right back into it. It's a 5-point game. Mitchell up top, dancing with it against Battle. They swing it over to Merrill, back to Mitchell. CMB switched onto him, dribbles it to the mid-range, step back, fall away jumper, got it to go for Donovan Mitchell. And there he is stepping up after missing his first 3 shots of the game. He knocks down his next 2. He's up to 5 points. Here comes Jamal Shed bringing it down. It's a 7-0 run for the Cavs to get right back into it. It's a 3-point, 1-possession game. They get over to CMB down the lane. They kick it out. Mamu Kalashvili catches and fires. Can't get it to go down. Mobley the rebound. And now here comes Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell up top. Coming to his left, in and out dribble against Shed, gets caught in the air, leaves it out. Strus, he'll put up the 3. He's got space. He can't get it to go, though. Merrill, the offensive rebound, out to Mitchell. Will take the lane, out to Tyson. Tyson doesn't want to take the 3, so Tyson will dribble it back out. They get it over to Donovan Mitchell, dribbles into the 3, puts it up, throws up a brick, can't get it to go, and Scottie Barnes comes flying in for a big 2-handed rebound. We got about 1:30 to go here. Barnes bringing it down against Tyson. Barnes up top, dribbling to his right, down the lane, in the paint, tried to step through, floater. Can't get it to go. And that is another charge against the Raptors there, barreling into the lane. Another one for Strus, who stepped in there. That's 2 charges now for Strus in this first quarter. Nixon NYC, T-Mac syndrome, plays well but can't get a trophy. Hey, let's not do that to my guy McGrady. Let's not do that to Tracy there. Ball going back to Cleveland. Max Strus bringing it down. Gets it over to Mobley. Being guarded by Murray Boyles. Mobley keeps it, holding on to it, swings through to his left, hands it off to Strus, coming to his right, down the lane, tried to throw the lob up top, gets knocked out of the air by Murray Boyles, hit ahead to Mamu Kalashvili. He'll take it all the way for the 2-handed slam. And just like that, the turnover gets the Raptors out and running. Merrill as a trailer for a 3. He knocks it down. Sam Merrill splashes a 3. And that's why he's out there. 2-point game. Here comes Baird, who subbed back in. He has it up top, being guarded by Strus. RJ Barrett, about 45 seconds to go here. Winding down some clock. Mamu Kalashvili going to come set the screen, now down to 5. I think wasting too much time here. He picks up his hand, he's got nowhere to go. Gets it over to Murray Boyles. Murray Boyles, shot clock winding down. He puts it up after realizing the timer, and he knocks down the mid-range jumper over Mobley anyway. And now here comes Strus bringing it down for the Cavs, looking for a response. Strus up top. Mamu Kalashvili almost knocks it loose, and it's a loose ball foul, or it's a reach-in foul by Mamu Kalashvili. He can't believe the call. We got 20 seconds to go. They're in the bonus. That's 2 free throws for Strus. He can't believe the call. Not a ton of contact. But once Drew starts to stumble there, they got to blow the whistle. Corey Thornton, what's up, Corey? Villainette TV, what's up, Villainette TV? Checking in from the Job Sheffy, final game 7, the round. Let's go. Yeah, we officially end round 1 with this game here today. Love it. Drew set the foul in for 2. Knocks down the first one. Got another one coming. Scoreboard said, does that hurt Mitchell's legacy? We can't really... we can't have legacy talks for a guy who, you know, is just like a really good player and not a superstar level player. Like, legacy talk is reserved for the superstar level players. Max Strus knocks down 2. RJ Barrett will bring it down. 15 seconds to go. It's a 2-point game. 26-24. Barrett up top. Hands it off to Barnes. Under 10. Barnes calling for a screen. Coming to his right. Crossing over to his left. Stops. Turns. Pump fake. Pump fake. Fall away at the buzzer. Can't get it to go. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. 26-24. After a slow start for Cleveland and a hot start for Toronto. Both teams kind of equaled out there, leveled out. And we got a 2-point game going into the second. I expect this to come down to the wire. Scomberg said, I'm glad you said that. I didn't want to. I mean, he's a really good player. He's just not, you know, in 10 years, not to be disrespectful to Donovan Mitchell, he's a really good player, but in 10 years from now, no one's going to be like, remember the Donovan Mitchell Cavs? He really led that team, man. They were in some battles. They were in some dogfights. Like, he's just a really good player on a solid team that doesn't really have a championship ceiling. Unfortunately for him, for whatever reason. Maybe it's him. Maybe it's Mobley never truly making that extra leap that they needed him to. But I don't know if anybody believes that this Cavs can compete for a championship. They're a really good team. They're always going to be in the mix. But I think that's where I'm at with them. Electro and more. What's up, Electro? Let's go, Cavs. Cavs better win. They were the favorite coming into this. They're obviously the higher seed, but it's a 4-5 matchup. But I think Toronto was looked at as like not a great 5 seed. Probably shouldn't have had the 5 seed because the Atlanta Hawks tanked that last game. They should have been the 5 seed. Toronto should have been the 6 seed. So I think a lot of people were looking at this matchup coming in like, yeah, maybe it goes 6, but the Cavaliers shouldn't have too much issue dispatching of the Raptors, who weren't a great regular season team against the upper echelon of the league, and that may have more to say about the Cavs, that they may not be part of the upper echelon of the league, but Electro, so who do you have winning tonight? I think I lean more towards Cleveland, personally. I think there's too much in their favor. I'm always going to lean towards the home team in Game 7, so that gives Cleveland a bit of an upper edge in my book. But Toronto came out hot, cooled off a bit. They're still holding on to a 2-point lead. I think it's ultimately going to come down to the stars, though. Barrett and Barnes going up against Harden and Mitchell. Who shows up? Who shows out? Cavs have a little bit of an edge there because you also have the Mobley factor, whereas the Raptors, I'm looking at, it's a multitude of guys. You're going to need some from Murray Boyles. You're going to need some from Jacoby Walter. You're going to need some Kalashvili, some Jakob Poeltl. Like, those guys combined are going to have to match to do what Mobley does if Mobley steps up. But we'll see. We'll see. That's why we play him. That's why it's not played on paper. Nick Yak said, I wanted Brunson over Mitchell and was all alone except the Knicks. Yeah, I mean, I've never been a big fan of Donovan Mitchell. I was happy that they didn't go all in trading for him because they definitely could have done that. I was never a big fan of Mitchell's game when he was in Utah, but the Knicks were so bad for so long. I get why people were desperate, like, just bring me a star. But I didn't know Brunson was going to be this good, but I was like, just give me Brunson and we'll figure it out from there. Don't go all in for Donovan Mitchell, right? If you asked me at that time, like, would you rather Jalen Brunson or Donovan Mitchell? Before we knew what Jalen Brunson was going to be, I was going to say Donovan Mitchell every time, but when it comes to the asking price, I was definitely firmly in the camp of like, sign Jalen Brunson, don't trade for Mitchell, and we'll keep it moving from there. Bonita Crandon, what's up, Crandon? Good night to you. Blackiana, what's up, Blackiana? I'm excited for tomorrow. We should be the fresher team. They should be. 3 days off while Embiid and the Sixers were battling against Boston the other night. Embiid actually comes out hobbling out of that game. Electro said, yeah, both teams are undefeated at home during the series. Yeah, so it's gonna have to be an anomaly here tonight in order for the Raptors to pull off this series, because they're going to need to win a road game. They're going to need to win here in Cleveland. Home team is yet to lose. Here comes Dennis Schroeder bringing it down. Schroeder has it up top, dancing with it. Coming to his left off the Mobley screen to get over to Mobley. Mobley up top. Coming to his right, crossing over to his left, down the lane against A.J. Lawson. And it's a charge on Evan Mobley. 3 charges so far here tonight. That might be something we could throw up in the bingo card. A charge call. I don't mind that. I feel like charge and blocks happen all the time in games, so I wouldn't mind throwing that up on the bingo card either. Might want to replace it for the flagrant foul. We have 3 of them. Here we go. Shed down the lane over to Pirtle. Pirtle up top. Hands it off to Shed. Swings through to his right. Down the lane. Stops. Turns. Spins. He'll put up the jumper. Too strong. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Great job from Mobley taking that away from Pirtle. And now here comes Schroeder bringing it down. He has it on the left wing. Schroeder spins off of Barrett. Or spins off of Shed. And smokes the layup. Pirtle with the rebound. Quick outlet to Barnes. Barnes pushing the other way. Barnes on the right wing. Picks up his handle. Gets it out to Shed. Shed gets it over to Barrett. Barrett being guarded by Dennis Schroeder. They lob it down low. Pirtle has space, shovels it inside, kick it back out to Barnes. Barnes an open 3. Barnes knocks down the 3. Pirtle had a wide open shot in the paint and decided to kick it over to the point guard. He was like, what am I going to do with it in the paint? And swung it out to Barnes. Thank goodness Barnes knocked down that shot. Would have been a disastrous play for Pirtle. We had positioning in the paint. Here comes Mitchell bringing it down on the left wing. Half spin, stops, crosses over, mishandles it, and it's out of bounds off of Donovan Mitchell. Ball back to the Raptors. They hold on to a 5-point lead here. Just that's it. Thunder a bit rested also. They are, and they're also going up against the Lakers. So they're going to continue to be rested. Lakers, I don't think can put up much of a fight against them. Jamal Shed gets it over to Barrett, coming to his left off a Pirtle screen. Barrett down the lane, stops, leans in, puts up the little floater. Caught it to go for RJ, and the foul for Barrett. You'll love to see it. As an RJ Barrett fan, you'll love to see it. Electro said, bro, these Cavs suck. Hey, we've seen this Cavs team flame out in the playoffs in pretty disastrous outings before. Got smoked by the Knicks 2 years ago. Got smoked by the Pacers last year. In a dogfight with a Raptors team that not many people thought were going to be on their level. It's a 7-point lead, though. It's right there. It's either way. 7-point lead is nothing in modern basketball. So. Say, Kyle said, my TV just skipped forward 2 minutes. I think mine did that earlier, too. It was weird. Barrett knocks down his and 1 free throw. Barrett having a really nice, solid start to the game. So's Barnes. The 2 stars showing up for Toronto. Harden and Mitchell and Mobley going to need to step up here for the Cavs. Harden coming to his right, down the lane, kicks it in the corner. Extra pass, Mobley. He'll line up a 3 straight away, and he'll knock down a 3 straight away. Big time shot from Mobley to get it back to 5. 32-27, 5:30 to go here in this second quarter. 10:20 to go in the second quarter. Jamal Shed bringing it down. Up top, coming to his left, steps back, gets it to Barnes in the post, being guarded by Wade. Barnes faces up on the right wing, high post, picks up his dribble, behind the back pass to Pirtle, throws up the righty flip shot and misses almost everything, barely grazes the rim on the other side. Mitchell trying to split the defense, turns it over. Terrible decision for Donovan Mitchell. We're off and running, bounce pass over to A.J. Lawson, mishandled it, but Barrett able to pick it up and lay it up and in. Give the assist to A.J. Lawson there. R.J. Barrett continuously running the floor. And here comes Harden bringing it down. R.J. Barrett getting off to a phenomenal start. My goodness. 7 points, a rebound, 2 assists. Schroeder dancing with it in the mid-range, being guarded by Lawson. Schroeder on the right wing, coming to his left. And Schroeder leans in and flops onto the floor, and they give him the call. Maybe A.J. Lawson was playing too aggressively there. Maybe I got to see a replay on it. But that definitely looked like Schroeder playing the part of a fish there, flopping around. Just dropped to the ground. It was weird. Sturcho said, I forgot the Cavs got Harden now. How are they struggling? Well, if you are familiar with James Harden playoff exploits, that might suggest why they are struggling right now. Mobley hands it off to Mitchell, coming off the screen, puts up the straightaway 3 off the screen. Can't get it to go. Long rebound over to Wade. Hands it off to Mitchell in the paint. Spins off of Pirtle. Throws up the floater. Got it to go down for Donovan Mitchell. Pretty move there. 34-29, back to 5 it goes. Here comes Scottie Barnes, coming to his right off a Lawson screen. Barnes, behind the back, dancing with it in the mid-range, spins off of him. He'll throw up his own mid-range shot, and he'll knock it down. Scottie Barnes, impressive move there as well. Pretty move for pretty move. Here come the Cavs looking for a response. We got a little over 9 minutes to go. Harden has it up top, coming to his right up the Mobley screen. Harden, down the lane, behind the back pass, out to Mobley, extra pass to Schroeder, coming to his left, down the lane, kicks it out. Dean Wade, left corner 3, can't get it to go, rebounded by Barrett. R.J. Barrett bringing it down. Barrett up top, coming to his right, Lobs it over the top. Pirtle able to catch it, even though I thought it was a bad pass. Gets it out to Barnes on the save. Can't get it to go. Long rebound, but over the outstretched hands of Pirtle. He not athletic enough to chase it down, and Harden instead gets to it. Here comes Harden, bringing it down in the paint. Stop, step back, mid-range, fall away. In and out, stays out. Pirtle the rebound, gets it over to Baird. He'll push it the other way. Still a 7-point lead here for Toronto. Baird on the right wing. Swings it over to Jamal Shed. Coming to his right off a Baird screen. They swing it over to Lawson, back to Shed. Shed up top. Shed's going to walk into a pull-up three. Had a feeling it was going to launch it, and he's going to knock it down. Jamal Shed gives them the 10-point lead back, 39-29. Not looking great for Cleveland to start here in this game at home. Schroeder up top, coming to his right. A.J. Lawson sticking with him. Step for step. Schroeder gets it over to Mobley, swings through to his right on Pirtle, kicks it in the corner. Dean Wade ran up the line by Baird. Great defense from Baird to stay in front of him, and Dean Wade throws it away. Saves it over to Baird. We're pushing the other way. Baird, head down, going to the rim, attacking Mobley, draws the foul. No foul, just out of bounds. It's going to stay here with Toronto, though. Sadu Barry, what's up, Sadu Barry? Just that said, Verizon has been terrible all day. They gave a credit. It was so bad. I should hit him up for the credit then. I got Verizon. Skomberg said Mobley plays like he's a mid player. Shaking my head. He should be running the post game, like USPS. They get it into Lawson. Quick catch and fire to the right corner. Can't get it to go. Pirtle, the offensive rebound, has it in the post. Harden trying to tie him up. He kicks it out. Jacoby Walter pump fakes. He'll take the lane. He'll kick it out to Barrett. Barrett will fire the three. No hesitation off the back rim. Can't get it to go. Merrill finally secures the rebound. I don't know if necessarily he should be out of the post. Maybe out of the high post and facing up, because that's more so his game rather than a low post game. But yeah, definitely plays more like a bit player and a role player than a star player. Max Strus, quick catch and fire out of the corner, can't get it to go down. Bit of a rush shot there. Barrett gets it over to Jacoby Walter. Speaking of a rough shot, he fires it up, hits the back of the rim, can't get it to go. Pirtle battling for the board, but it goes to Mobley. Here comes Schroeder. Schroeder up top being guarded by Lawson. Shovels it over to Mobley. Pump fakes, gets Pirtle in the air, swings it back to Schroeder. He pump fakes, he gets Lawson in the air, back out to Mobley. Ran off the line by Lawson. Good recovery. They kick it back out to Schroeder. He'll finally fire up the three over Lawson. He can't get it to go. Great defensive effort for the Toronto Raptors there. We get a timeout. Definitely need a bit of a breather there with a little over 7 minutes to go. It's a 10-point lead for Toronto. The defense has been pretty excellent, and the shot making has been a bit rough here for Cleveland to start. Jason said, how's our boy RJ doing? He's looking phenomenal, Jason. Not perfect. He's had some iffy plays there, but 7-2-2 for RJ Barrett right now, and they have Evan Mobley guarding him. That's how much they have respected RJ Barrett's game as the main ball handler and essentially acting as a bit of a point forward here for them here tonight. Him and both Scottie Barnes, I think, have been the two best players so far here tonight. By far, not even close. RJ Barrett and Scottie Barnes have been 1 and 2. Ron Tardiv, what's up, Ron Tardiv? Isn't Harden notorious for failing during clutch playoff games? It is the thing he might go down as most known by. Actually, that's no. He'll always go down as the guy who kind of popularized and maybe even invented the double step back. Even if, I may think it's a travel, even if you guys may think it's a travel, it's become a legal basketball move. They have changed the wording of the rules to allow the double step back. Right? That's when the guy takes the 1-2 into a 1-2, and then suddenly he's taking like 5 steps back, and you're like, how is that not a travel? It's always been a travel. They just have changed the language of the rule so that it's no longer a travel. He'll be most known for that, for popularizing, maybe even inventing that move. But outside of that, beyond that, the second thing he might be known for is coming up short in the playoffs consistently throughout his career. Unfortunately for him, he's got an opportunity to turn it around during this playoff run here with the Cavs, but he already has a litany of things throughout his career that he has he's just flat out not shown up, whether he was with a co-star or as the main star with the Rockets. And I get his prime with the Rockets during his best years coincided with the Warriors' dynastic rise. I get that. He still had an opportunity to beat those guys, and he came up short every single time. MBM, appreciate you, MBM. Love having you in the chat, big dog. Nick Yak said, so far a game of runs. A bit, yeah. Toronto got out to an early run. Cleveland stormed back, made it a 2-point game. Toronto stormed back out, now up by 10 again. We'll see if Cleveland has a run in them to clean this back up. Blackiana said, where's Ingram? Ingram is out tonight with a heel injury. Isaiah Gardner said, Scottie and RJ, they're balling this series, for sure. For sure. I think so far tonight in this Game 7, RJ Barrett and Scottie Barnes have been the two best players. Not even close. Not even close. Third, I'd probably put Mobley. Fourth, I'd put Mitchell. Harden, he's got 5 points. Hasn't shown me too much yet. But those are the 4 I'd have. Suns Jen said same. Thank you, Chef and the mods. Shout out my guys on the Jen. And Vidation, my Celtics lost to Cleveland. Should too. So Cleveland should too. Crazy. Ronald McPaul, what's up, Ron? Raptors defense looking fire. Man, I'm really impressed with their defense too. They have absolutely stepped it up here in the playoffs. They've just locked in. Everybody's locked in here for this Raptors team. They don't even have one of their best team defenders in Emmanuel Quickley. And the team able to play this way, mostly operating through Barrett and Ingram, I think is when they're at their best. And if you throw Quickley out there, Quickley is just additive to what they have. He's really synergistic with both Barrett and Scottie Barnes, that I think they have to move off of Ingram in the offseason if they can. I think you have to, honestly. I think it's what's best for the team. I think you have to find a more synergistic. Yeah, you have to get more depth. You have to get more shooting. Try and find a big man. All right, here we go. We're back into it. Shed has it on the left wing. They get over to Walter. Jacoby Walter up top. Hands it off to Barrett. Barrett being guarded by Merrill. Back to Jacoby Walter. Right corner 3 for him. He sets and fires. Can't get it to go. Murray Boyle was the offensive rebound. Going to the rim. Ball knocked out of his hands. Good defense from Harden. And Merrill will bring it down the other way after Harden picked up the steal. Schroeder to the rim. Throws up the floater. And he gets it to go down. Nice finish for Dennis Schroeder along the baseline. Didn't even use the backboard on that one. Nice shot. Here comes Dennis Schroeder. Here comes Jamal Shed bringing it down, gets into the lane, throws up the floater, can't get it to go, gets his own tip up and in, and a foul on Sam Merrill there. Schroeder will go to the foul line. Schroeder, my goodness. Shed will go to the foul line for one more. Jamal Shed missed a floater, and 6-foot point guard, all 6 feet of him, jumped into the land of giants with Jared Allen, Sam Merrill, and Colin Murray-Boyles down there, gets the one-handed tip up and in off his own miss, and gets the foul on Sam Merrill, so he's going to the foul line for one more. They have the 10-point lead back. And, of course, he misses the free throw. Here comes Harden. Hit ahead to Merrill. Pushing the pace the other way. Merrill crossing over to his left. Over to Jared Allen. Back to Merrill. Merrill coming to his right. He puts up the 3. Well contested by Jamal Shed. Does not matter. Sam Merrill knocks down the 3 anyway. Way to get it back, Sam Merrill. Here comes Jacoby Walter. Hands it off to Barrett. Barrett being guarded by Dennis Schroeder. Barrett up top. Barrett crosses over to his left off a Shed screen. Sam Merrill switches onto him. RJ Barrett seeing food. Coming to his right off a Colin Murray-Boyle screen. Barrett driving it down in the lane, step back, mid-range, fall-away jumper at the foul line. Comes up short, can't get it to go. Murray-Boyles battling on the board. Out of bounds, it's going to go back to the Cavs. And we are at the halfway point here in the second, 6 minutes to go. 7-point lead here for the Toronto Raptors. And here come the Cavs, bringing it down the other way. Some full court pressure here. Schroeder easily beats A.J. Lawson down the court. They get it up top to Harden, being chased by the rookie CMB. Jacoby Walter steps in and he draws the charge. The 4th charge call we've seen here tonight. Wow. These players are putting it all on the line right now. Amy Machua, what's up, Amy? Electro said, wow, the rebounding hustle was crazy. That's playoff basketball right there. You better hustle for those rebounds. Here comes Jamal Shed bringing it down. Has it up top. Attacking to his right against Harden. Blows right past him, but smokes the layup. But a foul is called. Harden not arguing. Jamal Shed will go back to the foul line for 2 free throws here. MBM said Raptors do any contributions from everyone. And as you can see here, they're kind of getting it. Murray Boyles with 4. Jacoby Walter knocked down to 3. Jamal Shed up to 12. He's going to the foul line for 2 here. RJ was 7, 2 and 2. AJ Lawson yet to contribute, but the defense has been okay from him. Rose said that's how you play game 7. Yep. Shed knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. Tay Cowboy said, there you go, play the game. And I definitely think this game the pace of this game has been defined by the way the Raptors have wanted to play it so far. Shed goes 2 for 2 from the foul line there. 9-point lead. Schroeder will bring it down against Lawson. Lawson is spending a ton of energy doing this, but that's what's going to get you on the court, and that's what's gotten him on the court during the series. Schroeder gets it switched onto by RJ Barrett. Cross-court pass to Strus. Fakes the handoff, keeps it over to Schroeder. Inside pass, and Jared Allen gets grabbed by Lawson. Both players hit the floor. And I think this should just be a common foul. I think the officials are going to take a look at it. But A.J. Lawson looked like he just wanted to come over and wrap up Jared Allen. Both players lost their footing and hit the floor, so it looked like A.J. Lawson pulled him down. Maybe he did. Let's see the replay on it. Here we go. Jared Allen has it. A.J. Lawson comes over. He's like, let me just wrap him up. And he doesn't pull him to the ground. Doesn't look like there's a follow-through to me. Jared Allen immediately pops right back up. The officials are going to look to see if it meets the criteria of a flagrant foul. This is going to be a regular common foul. Jason said, was hoping ahead missed that free throw. That would have been 2 consecutive from the same player. Oh, Shed missed the first free throw, yeah. That technically would have been 2 consecutive missed free throws from the same player. Just would have been different trips to the line. Yeah, it would have been. It would have been. Sadu Barry said flop. It's not a flop. Both players just lost their footing. Just lost their footing. Outside of that, we don't have much else. I mean, Jacoby Walter knocked down a 3. So that worked there. This could be a flagrant. This could be flagrant. Barrett for 25. He's got 7. Jamal Shedd's got 14 already. And what do we have him up here for? I think we have him up here for what? 15 and 5, I think, as well. Jamal Shed, we have him up here 12 and 5, 10 and 5. So he's got 14 and 2 already. So that might work out in our favor. He's just got to get either the rebounds or the assist here. He's already got the 10 points. I think double-double, we're pretty safe in here. There's been a lot of rebounds going around. Jared Allen's got 4 and 4 already. CMB for 15 and 5. He's got 4 and 2. We'll see how that plays out. Mamu for 2 threes. He came in, didn't look great. Barnes 25 and 5. I think he's played excellently. We'll see where he's at in terms of his stats. We got 5.5 to go here in this second quarter. Any player for 3 blocks, we'll check, but not a ton of blocks going around. Definitely a ton of charges. What else do we have? 2 consecutive missed free throws, successful challenge, 4-point play, a jump ball, double-double. Merrill 3 threes. He's got 2. Sam Merrill's got 2 threes, so that works out for us. Allen for 20. Why do I have him up here for such high point amount? I think, I don't know why. I don't know why I have Jared Allen up here for 20 points, but I guess we'll see. See if he gets 20 points. Don't love that prop I got up there. Mitchell for 30 is not looking great with the way he started here tonight, but he's always liable to go off. PK, what's up, PK? The boss of all bosses. Appreciate you, brother. We have a shot clock violation, which we have yet to have, and we also have a failed challenge as well as a successful challenge. They ended up in the same column. Common foul, regular foul, just like I thought. Happy it's just a common foul. Wish we could have gotten to that conclusion a bit sooner and didn't have to take so much time looking at the replay 50 different ways. It's a common foul. MEM said, Jared for 20, phenomenal performance. Yeah, it would have to be a great Game 7 performance from Jared Allen for him to get 20 here tonight. Not out of the realm of possibility, but I probably should have lowered that down to 15. Just that said, Grady Dick minutes could be a spot. We're not seeing Grady Dick, brother. He has been banished to the Shadow Realm. He is not a part of this rotation anymore. Ends up being a good foul because it's side out of bounds for the Cavs. Schroeder stops in the mid-range, puts up the jumper. He misses it. Rebound. Murray Boyos grabs it, but it's a loose ball foul here on Toronto. It's going to stay here with the Cavs. Still side out of bounds. Battling for that loose ball. PK said, I'm fine. Better than Donovan Mitchell. He's not looking great so far. Not looking great. Not a great performance from Donovan Mitchell so far. We got 5:18 to go here. 9-point lead. Donovan Mitchell's going to come back in here for Dennis Schroeder. They get it into Harden. Harden up top being guarded by Murray Boyles. Harden coming to his right, off the Jared Allen screen. Stops, dancing with it against the rookie. Harden coming to his left, down the lane, in the paint, leaves it off of Jared Allen, flips it up and in. Maybe Jared Allen for 20 is not so crazy. He's got 6. Back to 7 it goes. Barrett bringing it down. Not sure if Barrett and Barnes have subbed out at all yet. I kind of like it. Game 7. Leave it all out there. Barrett along the right baseline being guarded by Merrill. They kick it up top to Jacoby Walter. Hands it off to Barnes. Great defense here for the Cavs so far. Raptors not getting anything towards the rim. Barnes got to show up a contested mid-range shot off the back rim, can't get it to go. Jared Allen the rebound, and here comes James Harden. Excellent defense for the Cavs there. Too much meandering for the Raptors on the perimeter. Harden up top, rhythm dribble, step back three over Murray Boyles, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound, knocked loose, battle for it. Barnes able to save it over to Barrett, and he gets fouled by Merrill. Wow. A lot of contact, and then Merrill gets caught holding the arms of R.J. Barrett. He's trying to rip it away, and he gets hit with a foul call. Neither team in the bonus, so it's out of bounds for the Raptors, but they do get possession back. The Flea said Mitchell was MIA. He's got 7 points on 3 for 8 shooting. He's been there. He's made some shots. He's knocked down a 3. He's knocked down a couple of middies. They're going to need more out of him, but I wouldn't necessarily call this MIA. I wouldn't call this MIA. Hasn't been a great performance, but he's been there. He's made his presence felt. He was a part of that run that got them back to a 2-point game to end the first. So the Raptors will bring it back in. Sam Merrill to the bench. A.J. Lawson to the bench. Really struggling to handle the ball out without Jamal Shead right now. Barrett will calmly walk it down. He's being guarded by Mobley. 4:20 to go here in the second. Barrett has it up top. Coming to his left off a Pirtle screen. Dancing with it against Jared Allen. To his right, kicks it over. Jacoby Walter in the corner. Ran off the line by Mitchell in the paint. Kicks it back over to Barrett. Barrett, quick catch and fire from 3. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Pirtle able to pick it up and gets fouled. And that should put him at the foul line. Right? That puts him in the bonus and puts Pirtle at the foul line, I believe. And Mobley just holding on to Pirtle's arm. Very obvious foul there from Evan Mobley. Bruce said, wait, it just dawned on me. Is this a Game 7 with Harden in play? This is a Game 7 with James Harden out there. Jakob Poeltl at the foul line, misses the first one. He's got another one coming. 3 on Mobley, MBM. Yeah, 3 fouls on Evan Mobley now. Yep, and he's going to have to sub back out of the game. R.J. Barrett subs out of the game, I think for the first time. Jalen Tyson will sub in here. Daniel Dash said, yes, I can't watch Game 7 James Harden. Sadu Barry said, Raptors got centers. They don't have centers. I think that's part of their issue. They have Jakob Poeltl, who's not very good as he misses 2 free throws there. And not much else. Colin Murray Boyles, Sandro Mamakala, not really centers. Strus bringing it down the other way. Loses the handle, picks it back up, has it in the paint, almost turns it over, and it's a kick ball. So it's going to stay here with the Raptors. Crazy, what's up, Crazy? Bingo? We do have Bingo running again. We have Jamal Shead back in the game. He's got 14. He's leading the way in the scoring department here for Toronto. It's a 7-point game, 43-36. Harden will inbound it. And a timeout for Cleveland as Harden couldn't get the ball in play. And a lot of the Cleveland players just standing around. Max Strus, the only guy going to the ball. Very easy to deny there. Cavs had to burn a timeout. Alexio, what's up, Alexio? Walter dead. I mean, Jacoby Walter's been fine. He's got 3 points, 1 for 4 from the field. He's got to knock down some more shots, but I think they'll come. Him knocking down a 3 so far tonight usually is a pretty good sign. We'll see if that continues. Crazy. Oh, free throws consecutive. Yes, sir, Crazy. Yes, sir. Good eye, brother. Good eye. 2 missed free throws for Jakob Poeltl in a row. Here we go. On our way, y'all. We're on our way. On our way to bingo tonight. In this series with lack of shooting, 4-point play always seems pretty difficult. Pretty difficult, but I'm pretty confident in a lot of the other spots we have here. Boss player, what's up, boss? James Harden not coming to play. 5 points, 3 boards, and an assist. Definitely going to need more from him. Definitely going to need more from Big Game James over here. We all know James Harden likes to show up in Game 7, right? The legacy of James Harden? Yeah, not so much. Jared Allen was 6. Mitchell was 7. Mobley's picked up the 3 fouls, so that's not great. 3 silly fouls as well. Barnes with 10, 2, and 4. I think he's gone off to a really solid start. A lot of that had to do in the first quarter, so they're going to need him to continue to play well. Jakob Poeltl with 0 points, 4 boards. I don't think he's been terrible, but hasn't been super impactful here tonight. He's been okay. He hasn't been terrible. Hasn't been played off the court. but they're going to need more out of him for sure. You know, it's always crazy because you look at the Cavs fully healthy. You look at, and obviously every player is dealing with a knick-knack injury here and there. But you look at the Raptors, missing quickly, now missing Ingram, and it's just like, Cleveland, if you can't pull this one off in 7 games without the Toronto Raptors playing without their starting point guard, I don't know what to tell you, man. You already kind of made a big swing moving off of Garland. Do you have to make another big swing, pivoting off of the combination of Jared Allen and Evan Mobley? And these are conversations we might have to end we might have to have at the end of the game to see whether or not they're going to move on in this playoff run. But man, Rose said Cavs not going to win with Harden. Bad blood is Harden chasing rings. I don't think Harden's chasing rings at all. I think Harden is going to the teams that will pay him the most, where he can play in playoff games. But I don't think he's ring chasing. I think if he were ring chasing, he would have probably ended up on either Miami or the Warriors by now. But he has not. So I tend to think he's not necessarily ring chasing. But that's just me. Just Dad said, James Harden could learn a thing or two from Mikhail? In what way? What do you mean? I don't know why this is not working. I want to make sure we're ready for when we hit bingo tonight. We already hit bingo earlier tonight. There we go. Now we're good. Already hit bingo earlier tonight. Hopefully we hit bingo 2 in a row. All right, here we go. Checking back in. We have 4 minutes to go here. 7-point lead for Toronto. Both teams meandering a bit here, trying to find an opening. Cavs come out with the ball. Remember, they couldn't inbound it, so they had to burn a timeout. Mitchell will inbound it. They get it into Jared Allen. Now over to Mitchell. Mitchell up top being guarded by Jamal Shed. Coming to his left off a Strus screen. Barrett switched on to Mitchell. He's going to dance with it. They show a double team. Crossed over, picked up his handle. Gets it over to Jalen Tyson. He's going to step behind the three-point line. Crossed over in the mid-range. Throws up a floater at the buzzer. And he banks it in. What a move from Jalen Tyson there. Calm, cool, collected, under control with the shot clock winding down. Got to his spot and knocked down his shot. Solid move from Tyson, the second-year player. Jamal Shed has it up top. Crossing over to his right. Stops, turns, pulls it out. Ball knocked out of his hands. He picks it back up. Shot clock winding down. We're under 10 seconds to go. Shed coming to his left of the screen. He's going to stop and pop for a 3. Shed can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Barnes had it, lost it, but gets fouled. And that's going to put him at the foul line for 2 free throws. Scottie Barnes relentless attacking that glass there. So we're going to get 2 free throws from Scottie Barnes, 43-38. It's a 7-point game. 7-point game? It's a 5-point game. Barnes knocks down the first one. It's a 6-point game. Got one more coming. Can get it to a 7-point game. Sidhu Barry said the bigs aren't working. I mean, Barrett and Barnes and Shed. 3 guys playing excellently so far for Toronto. Cleveland, not horrible, but they're going to need their stars definitely to step up here. Jared Allen had the ball knocked out of his hands by Jacoby Walter. Hit ahead, Scottie Barnes to the rim. Easy layup. What a steal from Jacoby Walter. Gets it back up to 9 just like that. Max Strus up top, hands it off to James Harden, being switched onto by Barrett. James Harden going to dance with it. Harden dancing, coming to his left. Against Barrett, kicks it in the corner. Max Strus catches and fires from 3. Got it to go for Max Strus. Too much help from Jacoby Walter there on help side. Gave Max Strus just enough space out of the corner to knock it down. Jamal Shed in the left corner. 2:30 to go here. Has it up top. Trying to get it to Barrett. They do. He's being guarded by Mitchell. He goes quickly to his left. He spins back to his right. Max Strus read it all the way. Picks up the steal. Jumping his ball handle there. Strus has it up top. Gets it over to Harden. Harden being guarded by Barrett. Harden crosses over to his right. Leans in and gets fouled by James Harden. And Harden will go to the foul. Gets fouled by RJ Barrett, and James Harden will go to the foul line for 2. Nick Yak said Toronto down by 7 rebounds in less than a half. Niall Dimitri, what's up, Niall? Bruce Fowler said Scottie has always had crazy springs. He does indeed. He does indeed. And about 6'9", 6'10-ish, Scottie Barnes. Maybe 6'10's a little much. About 6'8", 6'9. Probably closer to 6'9. And big and strong. Harden knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. Just that said, Harden had 55 this season. Harden always has a great regular season. That's not what people are concerned about with James Harden. DJ, what's up, DJ? Guess the Knicks fans want the Raptors to win? It doesn't really matter. I don't think Knicks fans care either way. You're gonna have to beat good teams if you consider yourself a finals team. You're gonna have to beat good teams anyway. So may the best team win. 2:10 to go. Barrett coming to his right, off the screen, down the lane, throws up the floater. Got it to go for RJ Barrett. I, as a Knicks fan, want the Raptors to win because I'm rooting for my guy RJ Barrett. That's it. No preference one way or the other. Just rooting for my guy. Strus gets it over to Harden. Harden up top, coming to his left, off the Strus screen. James Harden dancing with it against Murray Boyles. Inside the Strus. Strus, pump fake, spins. In the paint, leans in, puts up the layup, looking for a foul, doesn't get it. And it's an offensive foul. Max Strus jumping into the defensive player and Jacoby Walter. Max Strus walking towards the official, waving his finger, saying that's not an offensive foul. They hit him with the offensive foul, though. Let's see the replay on it. I don't think that's an offensive foul either, but you do make contact with the guy's face. They're going to have to call something. Scottie Barnes in the high post, right wing, jab step, swings through to his right. Mid-range jumper again, comes up short there, rebounded by Jalen Tyson. Here comes Harden. Harden bringing it down. He has it up top, being guarded by Shed. Coming to his right at the screen, pump fake, swings it out to Tyson. Tyson coming to his right. Being guarded by Barnes, hands it off to Mitchell. Jab step, coming to his left, down the lane, inside pass. Tyson, bullet pass, back out to Harden. Great ball movement, and Harden rewards the team by knocking down the big-time three there. He did knock down the other free throw as well. I'm shortchanging him a point. 46-49. It's a one-possession, three-point game. And there's the run from the Cavs, Nick Yak. He said it's a game of runs. He's absolutely right. Back to a one-possession game, 49-46. And they call a foul on Scottie Barnes, running over Max Strus there. And the ball will go back to the Cavs. They got all the momentum in the world right now, ending the first half strong, getting this back to a close one-possession game. Bruce Fowler said that's a layup for Harden. In Game 7s, nothing's a layup for Harden, brother. In Game 7, you never know what to expect from Harden. But I guess he's showing up tonight. He's got 10 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. He's doing his thing. He is doing his thing. Got to give him credit when it's due. Tibbs Blocker said, as a Sixers fan, I don't mind James Harden choking this series. There you go. There you go. You have experience with the James Harden Game 7 chokes. They get it over to Strus down the lane. They swing it out to Tyson, who puts up the left corner three. Tyson knocks it down, and we got a tied ball game, folks. Here comes Bear bringing it down. He has it up top, being guarded by Strus. 11-2 run for the Cavs to get it back to a tied ball game. 49-all. Barrett up top, being guarded by Mitchell, crossing over to his left, stops, turns, spins to his right, sees a double team, kicks it out. Jamal Shed lines up a three, can't get it to go, battle for the rebound, knocked away from Murray Boyles by Jared Allen. They get over to Mitchell. He's telling everybody to get the heck out of the way. 20 seconds to go here. Game clock and shot clock, about the same. There's really a couple of tenths of a second's difference. So this should be the last shot of the quarter. Mitchell being guarded by A.J. Lawson. Final possession here. Down to 5 seconds. Mitchell by the half-court line, dancing with it, crosses over. Beautiful move, puts up the contested three, can't get it to go. Long rebound, Strus grabs it, turns, fires. It looks like it got blocked by Murray Boyles. Either way, that's going to be the end of our first half right there. We're tied at 49. Donovan Mitchell not even playing particularly well. 3 for 9 from the field for 7 points. James Harden actually leading the way with 10. And Jamal Shed leading all scores with 14. Not the greatest sign for either side, really. But you know, this comes down to a team game, a team play. RJ Barrett had 9 early points, now stuck at 4 for 11, going to the same move over and over again. Jamal Shed, seeing the replay there off the Jalen Tyson made 3, came up limping just a bit. Not sure if he was upset at his defensive rotation missing it by a hair, allowing Tyson to get that 3 off, or came down awkwardly. Either way, we're going to go into halftime here. We'll see how they come out in the second half. Ricardo Cepeda, what's up, Ricardo? How's it going? Who are we rooting for here? It doesn't really matter. We're in the playoffs, so may the best team move on, may the best team win. It's a game 7. I don't think it matters either way. If I'm being honest, I think the Cavs match up better against the Pistons, but the Raptors do play harder. Cavs just have more options and more solutions available to them. Tay Cowboy said 10-point lead gone in 2 minutes. Toronto play their game, start flopping. I mean, that's NBA basketball. 10-point leads are almost nothing. We got to stop looking at 10-point leads as if they are a lot. You know, in some games they are. In games where it's difficult to score, they are. If there's 2 teams who put up 50 points in the half, that's fine. It's around the average that we've seen here in the playoffs so far, hovering around 100. probably where we're going to get up to here tonight. Nick Yak said, I just trust RJ more than Barnes. I don't really have a high trust level in either one of them. I think both are pretty limited in their skill sets in the sense that neither of them have like a great in-between game. Like they don't really have solid mid-range jumpers. They don't really have solid like in-between shots between floaters or flip shots or anything like that. I guess Baird's the closest one to having being more consistent in that than Barnes. But Barnes is a better mid-range shooter than Barrett. Neither of them are consistent three-point shooters. Barrett only has a couple of dribble moves. So does Barnes. Like I don't really have a high trust level in either of them personally. You know, they're pretty predictable players, but they use their size and their strength and their physicality to get to the spots that they need to. But, you know, there's a reason why Barrett's 4 for 11 tonight and why... Where's Scottie Barnes? Let's take a look at it. Let's leave this here. Let's open up a new tab. Let's go through the box scores. So Barrett's 4 for 11 from the field for 9 points, 2 boards, 2 assists. He had a lot of that going on in the first quarter. Did not have a lot going on in the second quarter. 2 turnovers, 2 steals for him. Scottie Barnes, 14 on 5 for 10 from the field. He's knocked down a 3 boards, 4 assists. Like I think I have a slightly higher trust level in Scottie Barnes. I definitely have a much higher trust level in Scottie Barnes overall as a player because of his defensive impact as opposed to RJ, who's a little slow defensively. He's played solid defense here tonight, but Scottie Barnes, I think, has played some excellent defense here tonight. Iron Wolf with the Iron Wolf. OG is great. OG is great. Shout out OG. Ricardo said, if Detroit loses in the second round, Knicks automatically will have another home court advantage. Very true. Very true. The only team remaining, because the 2 seed was eliminated, that has a higher seed than the Knicks in the East, is the Detroit Pistons. Just that said rooting for the Knicks tomorrow. That's all I know. All I know is I got my Knicks tomorrow. My bad. My Knicks tomorrow, game 1 in Madison Square Garden. You'll love to see it. Fung Pei, what's up, Fung Pei? You are uniquely qualified to speak upon preparation of floppy fish. I don't know if it's unique, but appreciate you. Tay Cowboy said OG has stepped up a legit threat. Absolutely. Absolutely. So they came out early, knocked down a bunch of perimeter shots. And that was great. Got them off to a double-digit lead, a 10-point lead. Scottie Barnes made a 3. Jamal Shead has knocked down 2 threes. Jacoby Walter hit a 3. Off the bench, Jamison Battle hit a 3. But overall, they're going to need a lot more from their overall guys. I mean, Murray Boyles gave him 4 off the bench, 4 and 2 for him, and 2 steals as well for Murray Boyles here tonight. You look at Jamison Battle, knocked down a 3 in 6 minutes. All right, solid. Might need a couple more minutes from him. Sandro Mamakala-Ishvili has not been great in this series. He's had his moments, but overall, probably maybe a slight overall negative. I would say you guys would probably know better than me, Raptors fans. AJ Lawson actually got more minutes because I think his defensive pressure has been far more valuable than whatever offensive capabilities Mamakala-Ishvili could provide. Obviously going to lead pretty heavily on their starters. Jamal Shead played 20 minutes. Barnes only played 18. Felt like he played more than that. But that might have been because every time he was out there, he was all over the court. But 18, 20, and 21 for Barrett. They need a ball handler out there. Barrett and Shead are really their only 2 remaining, with Emmanuel quickly out with injury, Brandon Ingram out with injury, 2 ball handlers in it of themselves. So leaning very heavily on Barrett and Shead tonight. They're obviously going to try and savor Scottie Barnes as long as they can because they're going to need him pretty heavy here in the second half. We'll see what the Raptors stars have because they definitely felt like they were the 2 best players on the court over the course of that first quarter. And then as the second quarter continued on, I think Harden started to catch up. Mitchell not so much, but Harden definitely started to catch up a bit in that race there. Stale Toast Steve, what's up, Stale Toast? Embiid asking the Philly fans to secure tickets, begging them, actually offering them money to purchase tickets for them is pretty disastrous state for Philly fans to be in, I'm not going to lie. I think Knicks fans will still find a way to wind up in that building, man. Not going to lie. I don't think that's going to help too much. It's going to help, but it's not going to help too much, I don't think. Let's go over the starting lineup here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Dean Wade and Ofer. 2 boards, an assist, 2 turnovers. I don't think he's been particularly good here tonight. Not a surprise he's only played 12 minutes. 15 minutes for Jared Allen, 6 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, 2 turnovers. I thought Jared Allen was actually really good. Probably lean on him a little bit more. Mobley also 15 minutes. What's with all these low minute totals for your star guys here? I guess Harden and Mitchell both played 19, so there's that. But Mobley, 6 points himself. He knocked down a 3, 4 boards, 4 turnovers, though, for Evan Mobley as well. So between your two big men, 6 total turnovers, which is pretty rough. 4 turnovers in the first half for Mobley's pretty rough. He does have a block. We have him up here on our bingo card for 4 stocks, so that'll help. That'll help get us there. James Harden, 10 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, 5 for 6 from the foul line, knocked down a 3, 2 for 5 from the field overall. Does have the 2 steals. Only has 1 turnover, which is a big deal for James Harden. Only the 1 turnover here. Donovan Mitchell not getting off to a great start. 3 for 9 from the field for 7 points, 1 for 6 from 3. Settling a lot. Settling a lot for 3-point shots here, thinking he's just going to handle his way into mid-range jumpers or 3-point pull-up jumpers, and it's not necessarily gone his way here tonight. Does not have the shot. Maybe going to the basket might do him a little bit better. We go to their bench, and they got much more production off the bench than the Toronto Raptors did. I mean, their bench has been pretty dang good here tonight, and this is why I always lean towards the home team, because your role players tend to play much better at home. And we're looking at Dennis Schroeder in 7 minutes, scored a basket, although he's only 1 for 4 from the field. But Max Strus, 14 minutes, 14 big old minutes. I thought the defense was really solid from him. The effort was great. Scored 5 points, knocked down a big old 3. Sam Merrill's knocked down 2 threes. They gave him 8 points, as well as getting to the foul line. And then Jalen Tyson knocked down a 3 for 5 total points, as he also knocked down a floater at the end of the shot clock violation. So pretty fantastic minutes here off the bench. We're looking at Max Strus, just way better than Dean Wade. Dean Wade a -16, Max Strus a +16. Not a surprise in that department as well. They've been much better with Max Strus in that lineup. He's normally the starter, but because he missed so much time this year, they've gone with Dean Wade and just have kind of stuck with it. Although you'll probably see Max Strus end up playing more minutes than Dean Wade here tonight. We saw it in the first half. 14 minutes for Strus, only 12 for Wade. Stale Toe Steve said he definitely got a crap ton of DMs. Dude got to put his phone on Do Not Disturb. Oh, Embiid? Yeah. Yeah, probably got a ton of DMs. Yeah, probably. I mean, he's not checking those. He probably doesn't even have control of that account anymore. He's too old for that. He's too old for that social media stuff. You know, he used to be on it a lot when he was younger. Highly doubt he's even on there very often anymore. He's too controversial of a figure. Probably would get too much from fans all the time. Let's look at the team stats. Because this is a tied ball game here at halftime, I expect these team stats to be very close. And as we open it up, not particularly close so far in the possession battle. Heavily leaning towards the Toronto Raptors at 43 attempts to 36 attempts. I guess not too heavily, but that's a 7-point shot attempt lead. It's a pretty good amount to lead in the possession battle here at halftime. 5 made threes to 7, so they've made 2 more threes. There's 6 points there to close up the lead. They've taken far more free throws, 12 of 14 from the foul line to 6 for 9 for the Toronto Raptors. So there's the way they've made up losing out on the possession battle here, is they've actually gotten themselves to the foul line significantly more. They've taken 5 more free throws overall, and they've knocked down 6 more free throws overall, as the Toronto Raptors only 6 for 9. That comes with Jakob Poeltl missing back-to-back free throws. Overall, they're shooting 60% from the foul line. That ain't going to get it done, I'll tell you that. Ricardo said, still feeling relieved with NBA's final Mitchell Robinson. A good thing he's not suspended for game 1. Yeah, I mean, no punches were thrown, so you don't normally get suspended for things like that, especially in the playoffs. Offensive rebounds leaning towards the Cleveland Cavaliers here, 7-3. It's a big advantage for the Cavs. The rebounding battle in general leaning towards the Cavs pretty heavily, up by 10, 25-15. Wow. The assist battle tied at 11. Steals, 7 steals for the Toronto Raptors, causing a ton of turnovers here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. As a matter of fact, they got 13. Where's 13? 13 first-half turnovers here for the Cleveland Cavaliers, 7 of them being steals from the Raptors, and only 8 turnovers. I guess that's still a pretty high number, but 13 is an incredibly high number. Over 20 in a game is a high turnover number. Very high turnover number. Total fouls, 14-11, somewhat even. Obviously, Toronto sending them to the foul line a couple more times. They have committed more fouls. I will say it's so far been a wire-to-wire lead for the Toronto Raptors. Cleveland at any point of this game have not led at all. They haven't led the game at all. The best they've done is tie it up. The Toronto Raptors have led for 94% of the game. 0% of the game has been led by the Cleveland Cavaliers, which means the rest of the time the game has been tied. No technicals, no flagrants, of course. So this is how, whenever you guys are like, hey, it's a defensive 3 seconds in the key, that's a technical foul, this is how we're going to define it. We're going to come here to the team stats. We're going to go, is it up on the team stats that there was a technical foul? If there isn't, then we're not adding technical foul to the bingo card. we're not filling the spot in. That's how we're going to define it from now on. Ricardo Cepeda, what's up, Ricardo? Still feeling relieved. Oh, yeah, I read that one already. But the Mitchell Robinson finding, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Again, usually when there's no punches being thrown like that, there's a lot of pushing and shoving and drawing back and forth. Normally not going to get fines there. But that is going to wrap it up here. We did watch the previous game. If you guys were maybe sleeping earlier in the day or just not locked in, or maybe you're at work or you were out or you were busy or doing whatever you had to do, if you did not see it, the Detroit Pistons dismantled the Orlando Magic earlier today, and they punched their ticket towards the second round for the first time in however many years. I can't remember the last time the Pistons were in the second round of the playoffs, but they are indeed in the second round of the playoffs this season. Came back from 3-1 down. Obviously, there's a big caveat to that comeback with Franz Wagner getting hurt, unfortunately, but it did punch their ticket towards the second round, and they did make that comeback. They had to do that. They had to do it. So the Pistons are awaiting the winner of this series. They will stay home. They had Game 7 at home. They will stay home as they have home court advantage in the next round, regardless of who makes it, because they had the number 1 seed, of course. So let's take a look at our bingo card in relation to these into the box score here. So we look at the Toronto Raptors. We need any player for 3 blocks. Anybody at all here tonight close to 3 blocks. No blocks for Toronto. They have 0 blocks. And only 1s across the board for Cleveland. Both Allen and Mobley have only 1 block. Okay. Not great for us. Barnes for 25 and 5. He's got 14, 3 and 4. He seems pretty on pace for that right there. I think we're pretty locked in for Barnes 25 and 5. Mamu 2 threes doesn't look great. He only played 40 minutes. Not playing a ton of minutes here. A successful challenge. Haven't had a challenge at all. So no successful, no failed challenges yet. Barrett for 25 seems okay. He's at 19. Not really on pace for it. Walter for 3 threes. He's hit 1. Gonna need to hit 2 more threes, Jacoby Walter. We have a 4-point play watch. Haven't had one yet. No techs either. No flagrants, no techs. Mobley for 4 stocks. We just went over it. He only has the 1 block. A triple-double, which if Barnes is already sitting here with 14, 3 and 4, triple-double's not out of the realm of possibility, but he's going to have to pick it up in the second half, obviously. Harden for 25 doesn't seem unlikely. Harden has 10 points. He's not necessarily on pace for it, but he could have a much hotter second half here. I'm not banking on it, but Harden for 25 is still possible. Haven't had a jump ball yet. Jamal Shed for 20 and 5. 5 could be anything. Could be steals. Could be blocks. Obviously, he's not going to have 5 blocks, but could be assists, could be rebounds. Jacoby already with 14 points. So if he can just snag 5 in the rebounding or assisting category, that could help us fill in that slot right there. A double-double from anybody seems pretty likely here tonight. Couple of missed shots going around. I mean, not super likely. Jared Allen only with 5 boards. Closest player is Barnes with 3 boards and 4 assists, so not looking great. Jakob Poeltl with 4 points, but he hasn't scored. Don't bank on him scoring 10 points. Sam Merrill for 3 threes. He has 2. That seems solid. That seems like a solid one that should come to fruition here tonight. He's 2 of 2 from 3. His 2 made shots coming from 3-point range. We have Murray Boyles for 15 and 5, not looking great. He's got 4 and 2, not looking great for 15 points. This is why I wanted 12 and 8. But 2 rebounds also would put him far behind the pace of 8 rebounds. So maybe it should have just been 10 and 5, like Jamal Shed is. We have Jared Allen for 20. Not out of the realm of possibility, but not a great number. Not sure why I had it so high, but I will say he does have 6 points in that first half. So maybe they keep feeding the big man off these pick and rolls with James Harden. Maybe they free something up. Merrill for 3 threes. Oh, we went over that. Allen for 20 points. Goaltend, haven't had one of those yet. Mitchell for 30 points, not looking great. Same with 7 points, not shooting it well. But again, he's always liable to go off and get hot from the perimeter. Shot clock violation we haven't had yet. And a failed challenge. So we'll keep an eye out for that as the game continues to go on. We're going to lock in for the second half here. Here we go. Bruce Fowler said, watching these teams blow leads and close out games makes me feel all warm inside. With the way we put our foot on Atlanta's throat and didn't let up. Who's next? We're about it. Absolutely. Iron Wolf said, too bad Magic didn't pull it off. Too bad they got injured, man. Too bad Franz Wagner calf couldn't keep up. That sucks. Here we go. Harden driving it down. And it's knocked out of bounds by the Raptors. It's going to stay here with the Cavs. Tiz Block has said, the West just been chilling. West not super competitive, not going to lie. As opposed to the East, it's a bloodbath out here. They get it in the Mobley. Mobley up top being guarded by Pirtle. And at the foul, Jacoby Walter holding on to Donovan Mitchell. Jacoby Walter explaining himself to the official, saying he's hooking me too. Should be a double foul. The ref nodding, Jacoby Walter nodding, and they both nod in agreement. And Mitchell will inbound it. They get it in the Mobley. I don't know if they were nodding in agreement or just nodding in that I understand. Mobley down the lane in the paint, scoop layup, got it to go for Evan Mobley. And it's the Cavs' first lead of the game, 51-49. There it goes. Jamal Shead up top gets it over to Barrett. Barrett being guarded by Mobley. They get over to Pirtle. Pirtle up top being guarded by Jared Allen. Jared Allen's not going to go for any of these jab steps, brother. They hit Barnes, cutting back door. Mobley picks him up, gets in the lane, kicks it out. Jacoby Walter left corner three. Jamal Shead left corner three, can't get it to go. Pirtle battling on the glass, can't grab it. Here comes Mitchell pushing it the other way. Mitchell up top being guarded by Jacoby Walter. Coming to his left, off the Allen screen, driving it down against Barrett. Rhythm dribble, step back three. Ooh, Donovan Mitchell in rhythm. Knocks down the step back three there off the bounce, and suddenly it's a 5-point lead for Cleveland. Can Toronto keep up? That home court cooking is working for them right now. They kick it out to Jacoby Walter, a three for him, looking for an answer. He comes up short. Rebounded by Mobley. They're pushing the other way. Mobley has it up top, being guarded by Barnes. Mobley spins, coming to his left, driving it down off a Harden screen. Shed picks him up. They get it over to Harden. Harden being guarded by Barnes. They get it back to Mobley in the post, being guarded by Shed. Inside to Jared Allen. A flip shot. Can't get it to go down. Rolls off the front of the rim. Here comes Barrett bringing it down the other way. Barrett swings it out. Jacoby Walter, he pump fakes from three. He's going to swing to his right. Tries to get it over to RJ Barrett. Dean Wade jumped the passing lane. And then the Raptors do a good job getting back on defense. Hits Donovan Mitchell cutting. Can't knock down the floating. Can't knock down the Euro step floater. Mad at himself, I guess, for missing the shot. And there's a loose ball foul in Toronto Raptors. It's going to stay here with the Cavs. It's going to be side out of bounds. Still toasted. Embiid looked like he got three injuries. He got injured 3 times yesterday. Obviously nothing extreme, but something to watch for. I think Mitchie's going to guard him well. I just got a feeling. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, he always guards him pretty well. Mobley steps through, floater off glass, little fall-away jumper off glass, I should say, and he knocks it down. Mobley getting active now as the lead jumps up to 7 here for Cleveland. They're on a run, 7-0 run to start this second half. Raptors have yet to score. Barrett dancing with it out on the perimeter, being guarded by Dean Wade. They get it over to Pirtle in the high post, hands it off to Shed. Jamal Shed dancing with it, crosses over to his right in the lane, swings it back out to Barrett. A right wing three for RJ Barrett off the back rim, rebounded by Scottie Barnes. Back out to Shed, who can't knock down the wide open straightaway three. Here comes Donovan Mitchell. We have a C and B over at the scores table already. Mitchell coming to his left off the screen, blows right past Jamal Shed, who went for the steal, and he gets the scoop layup with the left hand. 9-point lead, timeout for the Toronto Raptors. Just like that, the game has flipped. There you go, Toronto. There you go, Cleveland. There you go. Home cooking is working out well for them right now. Bruce Fallis said, you could have played Tibbs' brother. Great all-day NBA coverage. I could have played Tibbs' brother? Why would I want to play Tibbs' brother? What do you mean? Bruce said, always bumbling and stumbling, Eurostep, travel, awkward, skilled, plays the what? Who? Me? Can't stand him. He's damn good, though. Joel Embiid? Yeah. Can't stand him either, but he's damn good. Jeff Brown, let's go Cavs. They're back into it, Jeff. They're back into it. Joe Vector, we're at home. Yeah, home cooking's working out well for Cleveland. They definitely needed it. The role players kept them in the game just enough, just for Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, and Evan Mobley to wake up enough here. 10 for Mobley, 10 for Harden, 12 for Donovan Mitchell. We talked about it at the top of the show. Which stars are going to show up? RJ Barrett and Scottie Barnes got it going early in the game, got them out to the 10-point lead, but since then have gone cold and quiet, while Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, and Evan Mobley got off to a little bit of a slow start, but have started to pick it up as the game has waned. The game has gone on. Stir Show said, Raptors looking like the Celtics with these break threes. A little bit. The difference is the Raptors that's not necessarily their game. They're just kind of taking what the defense is giving them. Shed should be able to knock down these shots. Jacoby Walter's got to knock down a couple of these shots. Barrett, I think most of them have, most of them been contested threes, which obviously he's not a great three-point shooter to begin with. But he's 4 for 12 overall, and that's just not going to get it done. It's just not going to get it done in a Game 7. Greg Williams. Cleveland used to be worse than Orlando until James hit the scene. Dynamics. Which James? LeBron James? James Harden? I mean, it's Cleveland, brother. It's Cleveland. Nobody wants to play in Cleveland. They got to draft their stars or trade for them. Bruce Fallis said Embiid is like the drunken master, NBA Kung Fu. I mean, he's absolutely mastered flailing around and getting the foul calls, even though he's 7 feet, 300 pounds, and usually the biggest, heaviest, strongest guy on the court. But he's mastered fooling the officials into thinking that whenever somebody breathes on him, he'll fall over. And you know, when you hit that superstar, he's won an MVP, even though he cried his way to it. He's hit that superstar level of getting those calls, getting the benefit of the doubt. He's a tough player to officiate. Jeff Brown said, people sign with Cleveland? Stars don't sign with Cleveland, Jeff. The only time people sign with Cleveland is when they're extending their contract because they want that money, big dog. Nick Yak said, I have to admit, Mitchell jumper is beautiful. It's a good-looking jump shot. It's a good-looking jump shot. He settles for it a little too often for my liking, but it's a good-looking jump shot for sure. Foong Pei said, flailing about like a baby, you say? I didn't say baby. Nah, those are your words, Foong Pei. I might say fish, though. Flailing around like a fish for sure. Here we go. Barnes bringing it down. We're back in. 9-0 run for Cleveland to start this quarter off to get it in the Pirtle in the post. Pump fake, steps through, reverse layup, gets fouled. He's going to the foul line for 2. Remember, Mobley's got the 3 fouls. Harden now has 3 fouls. This could come into play as the game continues to go on if these guys can't stay out of foul trouble. Barnes has 3 fouls. That's an issue. Nobody else with more than 2, so not much of an issue there. Foong Pei said, you got me, Chevy. I added the baby bar. You did. You did. Now, I would never say baby. Fish, though, I might say fish. You just said, without Ingram, Toronto will not have enough to finish from the stretch. This is where Ingram is very valuable. Because when they go through these funks offensively, at least you can throw it at Ingram in the post and expect a decent enough look there. Pirtle knocks down the first free throw. No, he missed the first free throw. But he does knock down the second free throw. 50-58, it's an 8-point game. A little over 9 minutes to go here. And here comes Dean Wade, being guarded by Pirtle. Wade gets it over to Mobley. Here's the big guy. Mobley gets it out to Harden, attacking to his right, pulls it back, crossing over to his left, pulls it out. Mobley on the right wing, dancing with it against Murray Boyles. Rhythm dribble, pull up 3 of Murray Boyles. Too strong, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound, knocked out of the air. Jared Allen able to pull it out. Gets it over to Mitchell. Pump fakes, taking the lane in the paint, throws up the floater. Got it to go down for Donovan Mitchell. See, that's a moment where Donovan Mitchell could have absolutely taken that 3. Off an offensive rebound, a kick out. He's wide open straight away. He could have taken that, but instead he took the lane and knocked down the low floater. RJ trying to respond with a floater. He can't get it to go down. And now here comes Harden off the Allen rebound, pushing it the other way. Harden on the right wing, coming to his right off the Dean Wade screen. Sidestep 3, right wing 3, throws up an air ball. Battle for the loose ball. Jared Allen able to save it, but he's out of bounds when he touched it, so the ball will go back to Toronto. And there's Game 7, James Harden, we all know and love. 2 for 7 from the floor so far. Throwing up an air ball 3 there. Not said LMAO, the Harden air ball, the Harden air ball. Joseph Taylor said LeBron James will be back in Cleveland next year. Possibly. Barrett lines up a 3 in transition, can't get it to go. Harden the rebound, pushing it the other way. Hit ahead to Mitchell. Mitchell up top, being guarded by Jacoby Walter. Coming to his right, spinning to his left, driving it down off the hesitation. In the lane, gets blocked by Jacoby Walter. Mitchell picks up the rebound, pulling it all the way back out. Shot clock down to 10. Mitchell by the half-court line, coming to his left off a Jared Allen screen. Full head of steam, Euros down the lane, throws up the floater, comes up short. Rebounded by Jacob Pirtle. Quick outlet to Barnes, inside pass Murray Boyles. Pump fakes, gets fouled by Donovan Mitchell. And Colin Murray Boyles saying he grabbed him by the head, grabbed him by the neck. Mitchell obviously not looking to grab him by the neck, looking to grab him by the arm, but either way, if you hit a guy by the head there. So it's a foul on Donovan Mitchell. They're going to check to see if it meets the criteria of a flagrant. Usually when there's contact to the head, neck area, it usually is kind of an automatic flagrant like that. You know, Donovan Mitchell goes up and grabs him by the neck. You know, he's trying to grab him by the shoulder, trying to grab him by the arm. Doesn't follow through anything. I could see this remaining a common foul. I'd probably keep it a common foul, but like I said, usually when there's head or neck contact like that on a reach down, it's usually ruled a flagrant, but we'll see what they come out with. Bruce Fowler said, taking my behind to work? Do you think, Bruce? Do you think? End of day said Toronto is too inexperienced. Is showing? It is showing. They are inexperienced for sure. Very, very much invaluable experience being gained right now from Toronto. But it may not be their year to move on to round 2 yet. Not said, we need this flagrant for our bingo, though. We do need this flagrant for our bingo. A flagrant foul penalty one indeed. 2 free throws and the ball. But also, more importantly than that, fills in another spot on our bingo card. If Scottie Barnes can get us a triple-double, if Harden cannot pull off a classic James Harden and actually give us 25 points, we might be on our way to bingo. Flagrant foul, not the most common thing we see filled in. We do have one here. I'm just looking over at the bingo card. Not looking great. Not a ton of things lining up. As Murray Boyles knocks down the first free throw, he's got another one coming. Not a ton of things lining up. Tay said we have a tag. No technical foul. It was a defensive 3 seconds. Not a technical foul. And we know it's not a technical foul because the team stats show it's 0 technical fouls. Murray Boyles made the first, but misses the second. Can't be missing free throws, man. They've already missed 4 free throws, I believe. Or 5 free throws? 4 or 5 free throws so far here tonight. But we're under 8 to go. Scottie Barnes gets it into Barrett. Barrett coming to his right, being guarded by Mobley. Barrett driving it down in the lane, leans in, draws the foul. He's going to the foul line for 2. That's 4 fouls on Evan Mobley now. That's huge. That is huge. Evan Mobley's been really solid defensively here tonight. 4 fouls is going to put him behind the 8 ball. I mean, they're going to throw in Max Strus, who I think has also played pretty excellently tonight overall. Barrett misses a free throw as well. Can't be missing free throws, man. Can't be missing free throws. Relic, what's up, Relic? I want to see Barrett bring them, though. Bring them through. I do too. But you can't be missing free throws, man. 4 for 14 from the field. Missed the first free throw. Does knock down the second free throw. There you go, Barrett. Gets it back to an 8-point game. 7:40 to go here. James Harden bringing it down. He has it up top, being guarded by Scottie Barnes. Harden coming to his right, stops, in and out dribble, coming to his right again off the hesitation, spins, picks up his handle, tries to get it inside the Wade, a lot of contact, kicks it out to Strus. Strus pulls it out, back to Wade. Wade coming to his left, off the Merrill screen, gets it over to Merrill. Merrill being guarded by Barrett on the switch, dancing with it, rhythm dribble, pull up 3, in and out, can't get it to stay, battle for the rebound, loose ball. Scottie Barnes can't pick it up, they get it out to Strus on a wild sequence, can't get it. Barnes secures the rebound, gets it over to Barrett. Barrett bringing it down the other way. Barrett down the paint, throws up the floater. Got it to go for R.J. Barrett. He's bringing them back in. R.J. Barrett, 5 for 15 from the floor, but we throw efficiency out the window when it comes to the playoffs. You just got to find a way to get it done. Harden bringing it down against Barnes. Has it up top, dancing with it, coming to his right with the hesitation, leaning in, draws the foul. He's going to the foul line for 2. There was a lot of contact, knocking James Harden to the floor. Almost 2 fouls being committed there. Obviously, it's only going to equate to 1. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. And that's 4 fouls on Scottie Barnes. That's probably even more important considering the injuries that the Toronto Raptors are dealing with. Vic P said Harden flopped. It's a part of the game. Part of the game. 4 fouls on Scottie Barnes here. This is not great. Bruce Fowler said, if you're anything like me, tomorrow's pregame starts around 9 a.m. I will wake up with NBA playoff excitement. Oh, I'm going to sleep with NBA playoff excitement, brother. I can't wait. I can't wait. Round 2, baby. Moving on to round 2. Scottie Barnes obviously is going to have to sub out of the game now. Harden knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Tay said he traveled first. There are no travels in the NBA. Except for that one time they called the travel. And we have it up here. Except for that one time. Harden goes 2 for 2 from the foul line. Getting it back to an 8-point game. Jamal Shed will bring it down. No Scottie Barnes here. I think is obviously going to affect their defense more than anything. Get it over to Murray Boyles. Murray Boyles, high post, being guarded by Jared Allen. Hands it off to Barrett, coming off the handoff. Down the lane, kicks it out. Jacoby Walter, left corner 3. He's got some space, and he knocks down the 3. They're going to need these guys to knock down some shots. Jacoby Walter's second made 3 of the night. We need one more for Jacoby Walter. Here comes Jalen Tyson bringing it down. Coming to his right, blowing past Jamison Battle. Flips it up at the rim, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Murray Boyles wins out. Gets it over to Barrett. They're off and running. Tries to throw the hit ahead. Gets knocked loose by Harden. Hit ahead, Jalen Tyson for the easy layup. RJ Barrett, a terrible pass. Giving up 2 points right there. Great defense from James Harden to get the steal. We are quickly approaching the halfway point of this third quarter here. It's a 7-point lead for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then Jared Allen just jumps Murray Boyles. Gets fouled going the full length of the court. What a defensive sequence. First from Harden, now from Jared Allen. They get it over to Colin Murray Boyles up top. They got it to Colin Murray Boyles. High post the way they have been running. He catches it, and he just kind of holds it up top and then turns to scan the floor. Jared Allen is like, I'm getting the rookie now. I'm ripping him. He jumps it, snatches it right out of his hands, goes the full length of the court. Murray Boyles hustles and fouls him to not give him the easy layup. He's going to send him to the foul line for 2. But what a play from Jared Allen and the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're going to get a timeout first. We got 6:02 to go. Why is my timer still going? Stop, timer. Stop. Alpha Kenny, buddy. What's up, Kenny? I said it before, and I'll say it again. Mitchell deserves better than Harden. With the Cavs, well, yeah, Darius Garland. Are you saying he deserves more than Darius Garland and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen and the three-point shooting of Strus and Merrill and Tyson? I mean, how much more does he need, brother? You're playing a Toronto Raptors team missing 2 of their 4 best players. How much more does he need, brother? Bruce Fowler said, you do know tomorrow's community chat will be fire. A whole lot of Philly fans. You may need a moderator for the series. We have 2 moderators in the chat, brother. Going to be lit on predicting the largest audience yet? Probably not. Probably not. I think we'll have a regular-sized audience, big dog. I think it'll be a regular-sized audience. I'm not going to lie. Yak said, give away 5 points. Now you're going to send Jared down to the foul line for 2. You're already down 7. Could go back up to a 9-point game. You just said Knicks are about to face the biggest flopper in the NBA, Joel Embiid. Technically, I guess, yeah, he is the largest flopper. He's the person who's the largest person who does it. He's pretty egregious when he does it. He's pretty reckless when he does it. But yeah. Yeah. Don't forget the regulator. We often do. As far as our bingo card, it's not looking great. Not looking great tonight, guys. Harden has what? 12 points? You know, he's always liable. Could always go off. You never know what you're going to get from Harden. Tonight, he's been up and down, 2 for 7 from the floor, but he's got 12 points, getting himself to the foul line, 4 and 3 for James Harden. I think Jared Allen's played really well. He's got 8 rebounds, attacking that glass. Murray Boyles for 15 and 5. 15 may have been asking for too much. He's got 5, which is why I thought about 12 and 8. But 8 rebounds may have been asking for too much. I don't know. I guess just one way or the other, he's going to have to come through. 15-5 seems fair. He's going to have a good game here. And I think he's been solid, but again, he's miscast as their backup center when they don't have the bigs. They got Jakob Poeltl. He's just not good enough. You just said tomorrow's bingo card should add flops. It would be too easy because it's definitely going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. Surprised we haven't had a shot clock violation with how good Toronto's defense and Cleveland. Let me not take it away from Cleveland. Cleveland's played some solid defense tonight as well, and they're a solid defensive team. Not a great defensive team, but a solid defensive team. But with Toronto's offensive ineptness and Toronto's defense, surprised we haven't seen a shot clock violation yet. Avellino, Donovan Mitchell, how many points now? Donovan Mitchell has... Oh, he's not in the game right now. 12 points, I think. Hold on. Check for you. Donovan Mitchell is sitting with 14 points. 6 for 15 from the floor. 14 points for him. So there was a challenge there. Unsuccessful challenge. Jared Allen knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. That works in our favor. We'll take it. We'll take the failed challenge. We are on pace for the diagonal now. He does miss the second free throw. Knocked out of bounds. Is going to go back to Toronto. Toronto will bring the ball down. We are on pace for the diagonal now because Merrill's on. He's got 2 threes tonight. Walter has 2 threes tonight. So if we can get both of these to prop, and then we have any player for 3 blocks. We just need a nice defensive sequence to get that. Murray Boyles has it up top. Hands it off to Barrett. Down in the lane. Coming to his left. In the paint. Leans in. Lefty layup. Can't get it to go down. Rolls off the side of the rim. Harden picks up the loose ball rebound and pushing it the other way. Harden has it up top. Sees a double team. Gets it over to Merrill. Attacking the lane. Stops. Picks up his handle. He's got nowhere to go. Kicks it out to Tyson. Tyson up top. Being guarded by Barrett. Swings through to his right. Crossing over to his left. Crossing back over to his right off the move. Down the lane. Ball knocked out of his hands. He picks it back up. Shot clock winding down. Gets it over to Harden. In the paint. Throws up the floater. Got it to go for James Harden. Great cut from Harden there. Jumping right off of Jamal Shed, who was fronting him and denying him the ball. And he knocks down the floater to give them the 10-point lead. Murray Boyles up top. In the high post, hands it off to Walter. Coming to his right, down the lane, in the paint. Goes up. Gets the shot to go off glass. End of the foul. Jacoby Walter will go to the foul line for 1 free throw. Trying to get the old school conventional 3-point play. Yak said, with Barnes sitting 4 fouls, forget the triple-double. Yeah, which is why I'm now pivoting. We need a Merrill 3, we need a Walter 3, and we need any player for 3 blocks. Jacoby Walter misses the free throw, though. Too many missed free throws in this Game 7 for Toronto. Not helping themselves. Tyson bringing it down the other way. Tyson shovels it over to Allen. Swings through to his right down the lane. Pump fake goes up off glass. Got it to go over Murray Boyles. And Jared Allen doing an excellent job of just using his size to finish over Colin Murray Boyles and snag rebounds over Colin Murray Boyles all night long. Jacoby Walter in the lane, throws up the floater, comes up short. Harden the rebound, hit ahead to Tyson. Tyson bringing it down. Tyson up top, head down to the rim, throws up the floater, comes up short. Battle for the rebound. Tyson able to pick it up, gets it over to Merrill. Merrill a 3. There it is. There it is for Sam Merrill. There's his 3rd 3 and a timeout for Toronto as they now trail by 13. All momentum pointing towards the Cleveland Cavaliers now. And we got 4:30 to go. And we have Sam Merrill for 3 threes. And now we need Jacoby Walter for 1 more 3, guys. And then any player for 3 blocks. Take a look at the box score. I don't think any player is 2. So that's not looking great tonight, but, you know. All we need is one quick sequence. That's all we need. That's all we need. I'm pretty confident Jacoby Walter will lock down at least 1 more 3. He's 2 for 6 from 3-point range tonight, brother. Give us 1 more. So any player for 3 blocks. Toronto only has Jacoby Walter with a 1. And Jared Allen and Evan Mobley only have 1. So, but Jared Allen's only liable. He can always, could have one of those possessions where he gets 2 in 1 possession. We'll see. That's really, so far, it's looking like our only chance for bingo so far tonight. Because Mamu 2 threes, we have yet to see him here in the second half. Maybe we see him soon, but I think it's pretty unlikely we'll see Mamu for 2 threes. We did have a failed challenge. Murray Boyles for 15 and 5 doesn't look likely either. He's not having a great game out there tonight. 5, 3, and 2 for him. Unless he goes off in a scoring explosion, because he's got he's got 3 rebounds, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. Triple double's not looking great, but Harden for 25, possible. He's up to 14 now. Jared Allen's got 9 and 9. The double-double's looking solid. Mitchell for 30, not looking great. Not looking great for that. So just trying to evaluate where our possible. I guess we could have CMB for 15 and 5 is still on the table, but not likely. As Scottie Barnes subs back in, it is Game 7. You gotta go for it here. The double-double is gonna happen. Jamal Shed 10 and 5 is possible. Actually, maybe likely. But Barnes trying to bring it down. And Strus picks his pocket, hit ahead to Jared Allen for the big Statue of Liberty dunk out on the break, holding that ball up high, getting the big one-handed hammer. It's a 15-point deficit for Toronto here, 12-2 run for them. And it's a foul on Max Strus in the backcourt, but he is applying that pressure in the back, man. Wow. And they're in the bonus? They're in the bonus, so 2 free throws here for Toronto. And I think they only have 2 timeouts remaining. We're not even in the fourth quarter yet. Young LA, what's up, Young LA? The bingo card always fills up at the end. It does, you know, because we got some player props we got to get to. Bear 25, Harden 25, and obviously he's going to take majority of the game in order to fill that out. As Barnes knocks down the first free throw, he's got another one coming. But it's not looking likely. Sometimes we don't get it. Mobley for 4 stocks, he's been in foul trouble, so it seems pretty unlikely he'll get there. But we'll see. We'll see. Again, this diagonal is looking healthy for us. But we need 3 blocks from any player. Barnes knocks down both free throws. It's back to 13. Stops and scores. Get it under 10 going into the fourth. Give yourself an opportunity. Tyson bringing it down. Tyson has it up top, being guarded by Barnes. Tyson hands it off to Harden. Harden being guarded by Barnes. Coming to his right up the screen, down the lane. Tries to sneak it down low to Jared Allen. A bad pass and a turnover from Harden. Here comes Barrett pushing the other way. Barrett down the lane, tries the Euro up, loses the handle, picks it up, goes up, loose ball. Pirtle saves it, throws it to nobody, and it's out of bounds. And the ball's going to go back to the Cavs. A missed opportunity there for the Toronto Raptors. Ozahar, plenty of time for sure. Vic P said turnovers killing Toronto, for sure. Turnovers and missed free throws, that could sink you. Here comes Jalen Tyson coming to his left off the Allen screen. Leaves it off. Jared Allen, the layup, got it to go for Jared Allen. And he is now up to 13 points. And 15-point lead yet again. And it's another foul by Max Strus in the backcourt. Overly aggressive there against Scottie Barnes. I think he's trying to bait Barnes into maybe an offensive foul. All he needs is one of them. But all Max Strus is doing right now is putting Barnes at the foul line for 2. Barnes with 16, 5, and 5. We need him for 25 and 5, so there's that. Oh, he headbutts. Oh, my goodness. What is that from Max Strus? He headbutts Scottie Barnes in the backcourt. How is that not a technical or a flagrant or something? That's a flagrant. I mean, didn't John Starks get kicked out of a game back in the day for headbutting Reggie Miller? That's just a blatant headbutt. I mean, it's not going to get injured out of it, but can't be headbutting people. Come on, we're in the era of concussions, and you're leading with your head? What are we doing? Nah, I said, what is he doing? What is he doing? Scottie Barnes didn't even have the ball. They inbounded it to somebody else. I don't even know who's bringing the ball down. Somebody else is bringing the ball down. Barnes is just like, all right, let me walk down the other end of the court. And Max Strus is face guarding him in the backcourt and then headbutts him. Mark, remind me, did John Starks get ejected out of that game, or was it just a flagrant? Yes, ejected. How this is ejection worthy to me. I get it's not It's not like he went full head. It's not like he dove into Scottie Barnes' head and made the headbutt. But you can't go around headbutting people. You just can't. You got, in my opinion, that's ejection worthy. It's a soft ejection because again, it's not like not like Barnes. They made forehead to forehead contact, but when there's a blatant headbutt involved and there's head to head contact, not necessarily head because he hits like in the jaw, so I guess it's face contact, but I'm sure they'll just keep it to a flagrant one, but. It is a flagrant foul one. I guess if he made contact to the head, it would have been a flagrant two and an ejection, like the Mark said. Reggie, of course, said it's a headbutt. Of course he said it to bed. He would know. Right? Of course. Scottie Barnes knocks down the first free throw. He's got one more coming. 14-point game. Boom Pay said you can't go around headbutting people. You just can't. I mean, you can't. You just can't. Barnes knocks down both free throws, and the Raptors get the ball back. They can cut it to an 11-point game or a 10-point game. 3:35 to go here. Nod said, stupid play, full court press with no ball. Yeah, he didn't even have the ball. He's just walking down the court, and Strus headbutts him. Jamal Shed up top. They get it over to Barnes in the post, being guarded by Merrill. He spins off of him in the lane, step back, baseline, fall away. Got it to go for Scottie Barnes. And just like that, a 4-point play for Scottie Barnes. Do we consider that a 4-point play? I'm thinking about it. Beautiful move from Jalen Tyson. Can't get the floor to go down, but Jared Allen right there for the tip up and in. And that is a double-double from Jared Allen. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed it is. So it's a 13-point game, 65-78. Barnes has it, crosses over, down the lane. He throws up his floater. He can't get it to go. Fight for the loose ball rebound. Tyson able to pick it up. Gets it over to Donovan Mitchell, who'll bring it down. Donovan Mitchell, been out for a while, now back in. Could spell trouble for the Raptors here. Mitchell crossing over, hesitates from the perimeter, down the lane in the paint, draws another foul. If that's on Barnes, that's his fifth. If that's on Barnes, that's his fifth. Oh, no, it's on Jakob. Barnes doesn't even touch him. It's on Jakob. Okay. Barnes knew better than that. True. So Donovan Mitchell at the foul line for 2 points regardless, though, which is not good. Knocks down the first one. Pretty knocked down free throw shooter. Caesar said, I truly thought game will be close early, but, I mean, time's winding down, though. We're getting to that fourth quarter. You want it at least around 10 going into the fourth to give yourself a chance here. We have another flagrant, but we don't have another spot for it. Mitchell knocks down both free throws. .230 to go here. Shed will bring it down. It's a 15-point deficit again. Jamal Shed dancing with it, pulls it out, being guarded by Sam Merrill. They throw the lob up top to Barnes. Can't get the dunk down, has it in the paint, kicks it out to Lawson. Seems like a missed opportunity there for Barnes. Lawson crosses over, goes to the rim. Can't get the layup to go. Good contest from Jared Allen. Picked up by Murray Boyles. Gets blocked by Jared Allen. Is that 2 blocks right there for Jared Allen? Better give it to me. That should be 3 then. We're going to have to check it. We're going to have to check to see if they credit him with 3 blocks there. Strus gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell tries to hit the corner to Sam Merrill. Gets knocked out of bounds by Lawson. Good hands from him. That's got to be 3, right? Barnes, 25 and 5. Jared Allen has a double-double. There you go. See, now we're filling stuff in. Now we're filling it in. There it goes. Jared Allen is the double-double. We have Barnes 25 and 5. I'm going to get a timeout. Perfect time. Perfect time. Let's fill it in. Let's fill in what we got. And then we also had one other thing. We got to check for blocks. Second was a clean block. First one looked like a foul. It did look like a foul. Second one was a clean block. But do they credit him with 3 blocks? Jared Allen, only 2 blocks. Only 2 blocks for Jared Allen. Christian Blade said, yeah, 3 blocks for Allen. They only gave him 2. They only gave him 1 clean block there. The other one was a contest, not a block. They didn't give it to him. He's got a steal, though, so 3 stocks. But we need 3 blocks. We need 1 more. We need 1 more. Apog Jawar, what's up, Apog? Raptors in 9. Game's not over yet, brother. Come on, gotta keep the faith all the way through. Bryce Powell with the Bryce. So we have Barnes for 25 and 5. We have the double-double. Not said he has a double-double. Does that count? Yeah, that counts. That counts. We're filled in the double-double. Double-double. Barnes 25 and 5. Jared Allen has how many points? 15. 20 out of the realm of possibility for Jared Allen. I mean, it's not really going to help with our bingo, but we'll fill in the board. We'll fill it in. 2 spots get filled in there. And we're back into it. Cleveland has the ball, 80 to 65, a 15-point game. Sam Merrill throws up a 3, gets blocked by Lawson. Jared Allen saves it out to Mitchell. Pump fakes, coming to his left. 1 dribble pull up 3. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Long rebound. Barnes chasing it against Jared Allen. He beats him to it. And a loose ball foul on Scottie Barnes. You can't call that if you're the official in that moment there, man. They're both grabbing and holding. You can't give the star player on the other team a foul there unless it's egregious. Let me see it. He does reach out and grab the arm, but that's just 2 guys going for the ball, man. You can't call that. It's game 7, ref. That's Scottie Barnes, the best player on the Raptors. You can't give him the 5th foul there, man. You can't. You can't do that. Mark said that he held him. I get it, but it's a loose ball. There's been contact going for loose balls all night. You know, I think you got to give him the benefit of the doubt, unfortunately. In a game 7, Barnes got to be upset at yourself. He did grab him. It is a foul. If I'm an official in that position, though, I'm letting him fight for the loose ball. But Barnes put the ref in a tough situation. He did grab and foul him. He did. It's a foul. Bad job by Scottie Barnes, but if you're the official, I'm swallowing my whistle in that moment. 2 players going for the loose ball, may the best man have it. Unless he body checks him, I'm not calling the foul there personally. Jared Allen splits the free throws. Loose ball, Jared Allen picks it up. Can't get the shot to go, gets blocked. Gets it over to Mitchell. Gets it over to Strus. Ran off the 3-point line. Dancing with it against Murray Boyles. Takes the baseline layup. Got it to go. Max Strus is hooping. Cleveland's having fun out there. And it is an 18-point lead for Cleveland. We're going to get 2 clunkers here today. Don't tell me that. Barrett down the lane. Throws up a tough floater. Can't get it to go. He's looking for the foul. Doesn't get it. Another rebound from Jared Allen. Bullet pass over to Strus. He's going to dribble into a pull-up 3. He's feeling it. Throws up a brick there. Rebounded by Jacoby Walter. They get it over to Jamal Shad. The only thing that could save the night is us hitting bingo for both these games. Barrett down the lane, stops, turns, spins, step through, floater, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound, knocked it loose. Tyson picks it up. Here comes Mitchell. Mark RJ smoked it. A couple of shots he's missed that he should have been able to make. They lob it over the top. Jared Allen catches, spins, a layup, gets fouled. He's going to the foul line for 2 free throws. Can give them the 20-point lead here. I gave 2 points to the wrong side, by the way. My bad. It is 65 to 83. Mark said it's done by Scottie with 4 fouls. It's the 3rd. Yeah, I know. I get it. You're not wrong. Scottie put himself in a bad situation. It's a bad job by him. I just, for the benefit of the game, it's not like he got a super advantage over Jared Allen going for that loose ball. It's just 2 guys going after a loose ball. If Jared Allen were dribbling it, that's a foul. If he had possession, it's a loose ball. You usually allow more contact for a loose ball. Usually. APOG, Jawar. What's up, APOG? Lakers in 5? Against the Thunder, brother? I don't know about that. Allen splits the free throws, 65 to 84. 19-point game. He's got 17 points and 13 rebounds. Jared Allen, give us 3 points at least. Give us 3 more points to give us the prop to go off here. They get it into Murray Boyles along the baseline. Gets the dunk and the foul against Jared Allen there. We got 34 seconds to go. Timer, are we going? Can we catch up? 34 seconds to go. We got a free throw here for Colin Murray Boyles. Isaiah Gardner said, I'm watching the game right now, and this is the reason we traded RJ. He's not a good shooter, and the only thing he does good on offense. He's got like 2 moves. He's got like 2 moves. I love RJ. Love him with all my heart. Room for success. He made pretty good improvements into his overall game here. But, overall, no Manuel Quickley, no Brandon Ingram. A lot on RJ Barrett's place. Scottie Barnes in foul trouble. I don't think RJ is ever going to be the best player on a team. And he's essentially had to act as that here today with the foul trouble and the injuries. So, Jared Allen can't get the dunk over Murray Boyles, but he does get fouled. He's going to the foul line for 2. Murray Boyles now has 3 fouls. Not a problem yet, but it's getting there. Mark said Allen is too much for this team. This team doesn't have any bigs. This team has Jakob Poeltl, who's not a very good big, and then Murray Boyles, who's not a big, and Sandro Mamukelashvili, who's not a big. This should not have gone 7. This is a huge win for Toronto that it went 7. But it should not have gone 7 if you're Cleveland, which is why a lot of my faith has gone out the window. The little faith that I had. This is why the Knicks dominated this series. It's why the Knicks beat them 5 games in the regular season, all of them by double figures. And not even to mention the Toronto Raptors are missing both Quickley and Ingram, and now Barnes in foul trouble. Jared Allen missed the free throw, gets his own rebound, gets the putback. There's the 20 points for Jared Allen. 20 and 15 for Allen. But that's the 20 points right there. We'll take it. I will take 20 points for Jared Allen. This game's pretty much over. I don't expect the Raptors to make a big comeback here. Shed down the lane, kicks it out. Mamukelashvili a 3. That'll help. Can knock it down. Long rebound. Allen picks it up because, of course, he does. And that'll be the end of the third. And it looks like Cleveland is primed and ready to go to move on. So after we had a scare here in the first round for a couple of lower-seeded upsets, looks like we're going to walk away with everything coming up chalk. It may have taken much longer than anticipated, 7 games for each series, but it looks like Cleveland will indeed move past Toronto and Detroit already moving past Orlando, as we all expected. Tiz Block has said, dang, 3 Game 7s in the East. 3 Game 7s in the East, and only one of them was interesting. And that was Boston, Philly. These other ones, Mark said, a non-conventional 3-point play. Fork 'em. Chicken's done. Yeah, 20-point lead. I'm shortchanging Toronto. They have a point here. Not sure where that came from, but I messed that up. 68-87, 19-point game. Going into the fourth quarter, not looking good. Not looking good at all. Mark said later, Raps, it's a wrap. Wrap it up. Get it up out of here. Going to next season, you know what you need to improve on. If I were them, I would gauge the market on Brandon Ingram, see what I can snag. You're going to look for internal improvements. Jamal Shedd, Jacoby Walter, Grady Dick. Can you give him anything? Grady Dick? I mean, the fact that he is out of the rotation and not even sniffing the court during this playoff series says a lot about his internal development. Brother, they needed you this season, and you absolutely stunk it up. For good reason he's not a part of the rotation, man. For good reason. Christian Blaze said, Boston being the only top 4 team not to advance to round 2 definitely has us fans playing trade roulette all summer. Yeah, I didn't even consider that. Yeah. So the 1, 3, and 4 seeds will all move on, while Boston as the 2 seed going home. And they were the favorites from all the pundits. Oh, this Boston team, they're the best team in the East. They're the team to beat. Couldn't even get past the 7th seed. Couldn't even get past Philly. Denver lost to the T-Wolves. They did lose to the T-Wolves. Denver has a lot of soul searching to do this offseason. See what they can do with that roster. Not looking great. Getting older. Can't rely on Aaron Gordon to stay healthy. They have a big decision to make with Peyton Watson. They don't have a ton of money. They're a smaller organization. They got a cheap owner. They're not going to spend a ton of money. They're not going to go into the luxury tax. They're probably going to look to ship off Cam Johnson after trading Michael Porter Jr. for him just to keep Peyton Watson. Not looking great for Denver. Future's not looking great. Joseph Taylor said, good game. Cavaliers let them know. The Cavs did let them know. They did. I mean, it took about 7 games for them to let them know, but they ultimately did let them know. And I will say, Cleveland-Detroit is a much better second-round series than I think Toronto-Detroit would have been. So I'm looking forward to that series at least. TT in the morning said, TT in the morning, well, I mean, it's not over yet, but it's looking like Pistons versus Cavs round 2. That's what it's looking like. And I think Cleveland wanted that. I do think Cleveland wanted the matchup with Detroit in the second round. I think Cleveland likes that matchup. I don't know how Detroit feels about it. I'm sure Detroit is just like, hey, we're the 1 seed, bring on anybody, which they should be. But I think Cleveland evaluated the East. They were like, all right, I think we match up best against Detroit. I've heard from Cleveland fans. We might have some Cleveland fans in the chat, so let me know. I heard some from Cleveland fans really not too concerned with the Detroit matchup. They think they match up well against them. So, but like he said, game not done yet. We got 12 minutes to play. It's a 19-point game. Not out of the realm of possibility, although it is highly improbable. But Jamison Battle missing a wide-open reverse layup is not going to help. Here comes Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell up top. I guess the only thing outside of a comeback, which seems unlikely, that we could root for is for our bingo card to come to fruition. Jacoby Walter, give us a 3. Somebody come up with a big block. Down the lane, a floater from Mitchell got it to go over 2 defenders. Over a tough contest. There's the 21-point lead. Barnes bringing it down the other way. Pulls it out. Barnes being guarded by Dean Wade. They get over to Mamu Kalashvili. I'll take 2 threes, Mamu. I'll take 2 threes, brother. He's going to drive it down instead. Euro in the paint. Throws up the floater. Got it to go. Ozar said Raptors quit. Raptors didn't quit. They just got beat. Got beat by a better team. This is how the series should have gone for majority of the games. Mobley inside to Dean Wade for the easy layup. His first points of the night. This is how the series should have gone majority of these games. Surprised it went 7. I really am. RJ Barrett on the right wing. And I know Toronto's missing a lot of guys. And I know Barnes is in foul trouble. But should not have been this close overall. Mamu Kalashvili against Mobley. Can't get the layup to go. It's not a block. It's just a good contest. Mobley got to get that block, big dog. We need 3 blocks from any player. Alter, we need 1 more 3. Give us the bingo. If there's anything you owe us, it's a bingo. Mitchell spins off the defense. They swing it out to Tyson. He'll throw up a 3. He'll miss the 3. Lawson will snag a rebound. They get it over to RJ Barrett. Barrett will bring it down. Barrett in the lane, going against Mobley. Just bullies his way to the basket. And he gets the layup to go. And Mobley looking at the official. Mobley, get your weight up, brother. Don't look at the official. Get your weight up. This is why I'm just not a believer in Evan Mobley overall. Come on, big dog. Here comes Mobley bringing it down. Get over to Schroeder. Schroeder coming to his left. Has it up top, being switched onto by Barrett. They get it over to Mobley. Spins. Sees 2 defenders. Cross-court pass. Dean Wade, wide open 3. Mamu College really can't get there, and Dean Wade makes him pay, knocking it down. We don't have any Dean Wade props, so there goes that. We need Walter for a 3. He's not even on the court. They get into Mamu. Mamu with the layup and the foul against Mobley. They're attacking Mobley there. It's his 5th foul. Barnes has 2 fouls. We got 9:30 to go here. Corey Skeets with the court. Game 1 tomorrow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Christian Blade said something else the Celtics could learn from. Every home team won in the series. Yes. Yeah, something Celtics could learn. Yeah. Celtics, for whatever reason, don't like playing in Boston. I don't know why, Christian. I don't know why. But they have historically, this core has historically not been great at home. They're in the playoff run, obviously. They're in the playoffs. Jelio, as Mamu Kalashvili misses his and 1 free throw. Jelio said Cleveland is going to give Detroit problems even though they struggled with the Raptors. Looking forward to that series. Raptors had a great season. Yeah, I think this is overall a fantastic season for the Raptors. As Jamison Battle throws it away and Donovan Mitchell ends up in the 4th row. My goodness, brother. You're up by 20. Just that said, Colin Murray Boyle was minus 19. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, obviously, the Raptors were sunk considering that they were heavily reliant on a rookie playing out of position. Colin Murray Boyle was playing their backup center spot and leading the way, playing more than Jakob Poeltl most nights. Was always going to sink them. They were never going to be a serious threat to really anybody. I'm surprised they made it to Game 7. I'm surprised they made it this far. You know, salute to them. But Rated said Schroeder Revenge Series loading. Mic'd up, exposed Cade in their last matchup, and then mocked him up. And then locked him up, hoping for the same in this series. Interesting. The Raptors scored. I did not see who scored. They show double team to Mitchell. Now they leave him. They get it over to Harden. Harden swings through to his left. They get it over to Schroeder. Under 9 to go. Unless we see a run here from Toronto, we're really just sticking around for our bingo card. Jared Allen, another offensive rebound. Can't get it. Gets the second putback. They wave it off. They call the foul in the initial shot attempt. He's going back to the foul line for 2. Jared Allen dominating them. And seeing what Jared Allen is doing to them, imagine what a Karl-Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson front court would have done to this Raptors team. Relic said it's a tough comeback now. If they're going to do it, it ain't happening, big dog. Sal Hazari, what's up, Sal? I like the Raps and Magic, but Detroit versus Cleveland will be the better series. Absolutely agree, Sal. Absolutely agrees. It was always going to be the better matchup for sure. Strus plus 27 should be in the starting line of Game 1. I mean, he's normally their starter. But he missed like 3/4 of the season due to injury. As Jared Allen misses one of the free throws, splits them. So they had him coming off the bench, which makes sense. And might as well just keep him in that role now. He's still going to play normal minutes. Barnes all the way to the basket for the layup. We already have your props, Barnes. We don't need you to score anymore. We're good. I need a Jacoby. Get Jacoby. Oh, okay, he's back in the game. Jacoby Walter, can you give us a 3, brother? Can you give us a 3? Merrill, we already have your props. He fires up a 3 and airballs it. We already got your props, Merrill. We're good. Not that I love a good airball. We're good. We're good. Say, Merrill, we're good. We have your prop already. We need Jacoby Walter. We need any player for 3 blocks. Are we close to 3 blocks still? I know Jared Allen has 2. Tell me he's somehow they give him 1. No, he's still stuck on 2. Nobody else is more than 1. That's not good. Not good, right? And nobody else is more than 1. And a foul on Dennis Schroeder in the backcourt. We're not in the bonus, so it's just side out of bounds. They get in the loss and they get over to Barrett. Barrett will bring it down. Coming to his right, putting his head down, going all the way to the basket, gets under the rim, cakes it out. AJ Lawson, a 3, misses it. That was Jacoby Walter. He would have hit it. Give the ball to my guy, Jacoby Walter. Jacoby Walter, you got to start launching him. Over to Merrill, to the basket, layup, got it to go. We got to push it. We got to push it. Timeout for Toronto. Timeout for Cleveland. Timeout for Cleveland. Timeout for Cleveland, just under 8 to go. I mean, this game's over. This game's over. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for bingo. That's what I'm waiting for. Just that said, we as the 4 would have swept the way it played out. Who knows what might have come from the other teams? Then you mean the Knicks? If the Knicks dropped down to 4, they would have swept. Yeah, I mean, Toronto could have been the 6th seed too, but yeah, the Knicks would have dominated this matchup, which is why a lot of Knicks fans wanted it. They were like, it's an easy first-round matchup. But I think Atlanta got the Knicks playing a certain type of way that might help them in the long run. We'll see. We'll see as they now transition to the Philly series starting tomorrow. Can't wait for it. By the way, we can take a look. What time is the game tomorrow? We have 2 games tomorrow, right? Can we watch both? I don't think we can. I think there's like a big... People are up in arms with the games overlapping tomorrow. Games are overlapping tomorrow. So 76ers Knicks is going to be the only game we're going to be able to cover tomorrow, unfortunately for us. 8 p.m. start time. 8 p.m. start time. Mark said 2 lame Game 7s. We should. What would we do without bingo? Yeah. I mean, we would have signed off already if it wasn't for bingo. I mean, we're hanging around, waiting for Jacoby Walter to hit a 3, waiting for Jared Allen to get another block. That's what we're waiting around for. But we'll be live tomorrow at 7:45 for a quick mini rundown. These teams matched up 4 times during the regular season, so we know what to expect. We've covered 76ers playoff games. We know what they look like with Embiid now. We covered, obviously, all the Knicks games, so we know what they look like. It's hard to know what to expect in this playoff matchup because both coaches will be in their bag. We'll start to be able to really evaluate it after Game 1 and start to look out for adjustments after that point, and probably even in game as well. So, definitely halftime will be a little bit more of an interesting discussion. Iron Wolf said, we'll be rooting for the Cavs versus Detroit Thugs. TUT in the morning said, why not just start the game at 10 p.m. for the Wolves? That's what I'm wondering. I mean, it would have to be a 10:30 start time, which is not crazy. They've had 11 p.m. start times before. I'm not sure why they started at 9:30. Just started at 10:30. Started at moving an hour back. What is the difference? What is the difference? So we can only cover the one game, obviously, because they'll be overlapping. And I don't really love entering a game halfway through completion because I have no context as to who has momentum, who's playing well, outside of looking at the box score. So I don't like doing that in terms of calling the game. So unfortunately, we'll only be able to cover the one game. And of course, we'll be covering the Knicks game. That is the more important game, especially with the Timberwolves dealing with the injury that they've been dealing with. I did read that Anthony Edwards has been upgraded to questionable for tomorrow's game. I doubt he plays in game 1. I doubt he plays in game 2. Probably see him come game 3. Bruce Fallis said, it's only out of respect for the postseason that we don't have a playoff book club. I was thinking about that the other day, Bruce, because when the playoffs started, I haven't had time to read. I haven't had time to pick the Game of Thrones back up. I actually read a chapter the other night because we had a game and it ended at like 9:30. So by the time I got finished cleaning up and setting up for tomorrow, it was like 10:30. And I was like, all right, I got like 30 minutes into me. I could read a chapter in 30 minutes, right? That's fine. It was a boring chapter. It was honestly one of the worst chapters I've read so far. It was a Sansa chapter in Game of Thrones. Here we go. We got book club. It was a Sansa chapter in Game of Thrones, and it was not great. Not a great chapter. It was pretty boring. Not much happened. Just an introduction of a lot of new characters, which, you know. Mark said, just got my wife a Kindle Paperwhite. I've thought about Kindles. I just would prefer the physical book. I know that's not an unpopular opinion, of course. I do prefer to read comics on screens, though. I think that's just much easier to do so. So if I ever do get a Kindle, it's probably because I'm going to lock in and read a bunch of comics. But I'm just not at that point right now. Got too many books I want to get through. We're back. We're back in, by the way. We're back in. And Scottie Barnes had a layup before, but now Jared Allen has it. Gets fouled. He's going back to the foul line for 2. They just got no option for Jared Allen. Wondering where this has been all series long. Wondering where this has been. Why did it show itself, particularly in the second half of Game 7? I'll never know. Royal Kings with the Royal. Cleveland owns Toronto in the playoffs historically. I think that's a LeBron thing, not a Cleveland thing. You know. Christian Blaze said, Sheffy, if you follow through with reading past the 4th book, you will definitely hate or heavily criticize the show. I looked up how close the show is in terms of following the book because I've seen like an episode and a half of the Game of Thrones show just out of curiosity after I got past a certain point in the book. I was like, all right, how close is the show in terms of following the book? So, and it was almost 1 for 1. And so I looked it up and it was like, well, season 1 is like almost 1 for 1 for book 1. And then seasons 3 and 4 are pretty close to the book. They take a couple of different routes here and there, but it's pretty close for the most part in terms of how things happen in the book. And then Allen Block, there we go, Mark. And then after that, it deviates pretty heavily from the book. So I am fully prepared for that. And I've never watched the show. So I'll watch the show after I read through the books. But again, I haven't had a ton of time. Jared Allen with the big old block, showing the replay on it. There you go. There you go. There's any player for 3 blocks. Jacoby Walter, I know you got a 3 in you. Garbage time? Can you play in garbage time, please, and give us the threes to give us bingo, brother? Poor favor, I'm asking. Says Block said they gave his minutes away. Jared Allen? Jared Allen, they gave his minutes away? Bruce Fallis says, sports fans have such short memories. Recent play by my Knicks has made a playoff snob. Round 2 will be better basketball. Much better. Yeah. Yeah. Just that Ingram has to be upset. I don't know. I don't think you're allowed to be upset when you don't play. I don't think, Jakob Poeltl in the paint off the pass from R.J. Barrett gets the layup to go over Jared Allen. I mean, we already got our Jared Allen prop with the 3 blocks. Appreciate you for that, big Jared Allen. He gave us the double-double. He gave us any play for 3 blocks. He gave us Jared Allen for 20. So shout out Jared Allen here tonight. Now I just need Jacoby Walter. You're still in the game, brother? There you go. Jacoby Walter's still in the game. Give me a 3. Schroeder a 3. He misses it. Jared Allen, another offensive rebound. In the paint, being aggressive. Flips it up to the left hand, comes up short. Strus picks up the long rebound. Gets it over to Schroeder. Schroeder's going to attack. Kick it out to Harden. He'll line up the 3. In and out, can't get it to stay. Barrett the rebound. We're pushing the other way. Where's Walter? Walter is the trailer. RJ, look for the trailer. He's going to go to the rim for the layup. Okay. RJ's got 18. We're past the halfway point. 15-point game. 15-point game. Not out of the realm of possibility, I guess. Mark said Ingram's half asleep anyways. Gigi said Allen Mobley will be a problem for the defraud Pistons scrubs. Jalen Duran and Chicken Stew. These nicknames are crazy, brother. I hate that you put them in there. Yeah, I've during the regular season, covering a Cavs game, we were talking about possible playoff matchups, and they were talking about how they didn't mind having to play Detroit. They probably thought that they matched up better against Detroit than they did against Boston anyway. Obviously, Boston's eliminated, but they kind of wanted Detroit. So they're going to get what they want, and we're going to see who's going to come out. I think it's going to be an incredible series. I hope it is. We've seen this Cleveland team flame out before, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. Hopefully we get another 7-game series. Mark said Cavs Detroit is going to be boring. I mean, we know the real show is going to come down to Knicks Sixers. I mean, we know that. Victor, what's up, Victor? I need them boards from Barrett. Barrett with 4 boards, 4 assists. Barnes in foul trouble, obviously incapable of getting to that triple-double. I mean, he's got 24, 6, and 6 in limited minutes. I got to think he would have had the triple-double if he was able to play. Either way, we need Walter for 3 threes. It's our best bet for bingo here tonight. Would get to 2 diagonals here tonight. Mark said the Lakers OKC, though? That's not going to be a series, brother. It's going to be a 4-game sweep, and it's not going to be particularly close. Christian said, Knicks Sixers doesn't even sound right. Let's say la vie. I mean, it sounds right to me. I mean, Knicks Celtics definitely sounded the right way, but y'all couldn't handle business. Christian, we were waiting for y'all. It's you. You didn't make it. Mark said, do you think a 4-game sweep? I do think a 4-game sweep for OKC. I think they have a very easy path. The Suns, unfortunately, to my guy Suns Gen, just don't match up against the Thunder at all. And they were injured going into there. They were missing Mark Williams, and they were missing somebody else. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they were missing somebody else as well. But missing Mark Williams was huge. And then this Lakers team, no Luka Doncic, no chance. No Luka, no chance. They just have too many options, too many ball players. They don't have good enough defenders. The Thunder are going to pick on their weak defenders. I'd be surprised if they win a game. I could be wrong, obviously, but I'd be surprised if they win a game. It could be a gentleman's sweep. I'll say I could see the Lakers maybe winning a game if they have a hot 3-point shooting night and the Thunder have a cold 3-point shooting night, which is possible because the Thunder can absolutely shoot themselves out of games. We've seen it happen before. They can go ice cold from the perimeter, but I don't think that they could win 2 games. I think at best it's a 5-game series, and at worst for the Lakers, it's obviously a sweep. And I don't think any of the games will be particularly that close. Tiz said, I told y'all weeks ago, Sixers were here and wait for Embiid. Yeah, I mean, that's always the question. That's always the question with Embiid. CEO King said, no, sir, for OKC. I mean, that's my prediction. But I do expect the Lakers to have a hot shooting night. Whether or not they could actually win that game is, we'll see. Here comes Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell will bring it down. Christian Blaze said, you did say that, and I got to give y'all props to Tiz Blocka for his 76ers take. I severely underestimated Embiid. Didn't think his knees would hold up. To be fair, though, the Celtics did not have the guys to challenge Joel Embiid really that much. He didn't really put a ton of pressure on him overall. But his knees did hold up. You're right about that. He did hold up much better than I thought he would as well. Barnes has it in the mid-post. They swing it up top to Shed. He'll line up a three. It's a 15-point game. Can't knock it down. Got to get those threes to go down. Here comes Donovan Mitchell bringing it down. Approaching the 5-minute mark. Mitchell in the paint shoves it out to Merrill. Merrill can't get it to go. Rebounded by Barnes. He's going to push the other way. Leaves it off for Barrett. Barrett will line up a three. He'll miss a three. Pirtle gets Mobley snatches the rebound. Hit ahead to Strus for the two-handed slam. Terrible defense for the Raptors. Terrible job by Pirtle to go for that rebound. Can we get the ball to Jacoby Walter, though? Barnes is going to attack. Pump fake inside the Pirtle. Pirtle in the lane. And we're going to get a jump ball, baby. We're going to get a jump ball. I need Jacoby Walter with a three, brother. Jacoby Walter, please, big dog, please fire up them threes. We do have a jump ball. Where's that? Jump ball's over here. Bear for 25? Okay. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. The Raptors win the tip. Barrett, he's got 16. We need some stat padding, RJ. We need some stat padding pretty heavily here. They lob it inside the Pirtle. He gets the layup to go. RJ, pad them stats, big dog. Get up to 25, brother. Because we're filling in jump ball there. So we need Barrett for 25 or Walter for 3 threes. What do we got? Mobley down the lane for 2-handed slam. We don't care. This game is over. We do not care about the score anymore. It's 86-103. Barrett bringing it down. Either Barrett or Walter got a score here. Barrett bullying his way to the basket, goes up, gets fouled. He's going to the foul line for 2. Okay. Pad them stats, RJ. Pad them stats, brother. I'm down. Christian Blaze Shed 10 and 5. Oh, yep. 14 points, 5 assists. There you go. Jamal Shed 10 and 5. Murray Boyle's no longer in the game. He's not going to get 15 and 5 though. So I love filling in the bingo card, but that's not going to help for bingo tonight with CMB on that row there, unfortunately. Not going to get the 15 and 5, not even on the court anymore. They got Pirtle in there. Royal King said Toronto chokes against Cleveland every time in the playoffs. It's a Cavs thing at this point. Did Toronto choke? I mean, they were a severely undermanned team going into Game 7 in Cleveland. Not a choke job, brother. I don't think this qualifies as a choke job at all. Barrett knocks down both free throws. There you go. They get it over to Mitchell. Mitchell up top being guarded by Barrett. As a matter of fact, the Cavs are the team that choked, making this a 7-game series when it absolutely should not have been. With Barrett knocking down the three the previous game. Strus a right corner three. He misses it. Rebounded by Barnes. We're going to push the other way. We're under 4 to go. Can we get Walter involved for a 3? Barnes down the lane. Stops. Stearns spins. Inside. Jacoby Walter. Pump fakes. Goes in. Off glass. Can't get it to go. Flailing around looking for the foul. Knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay here with Toronto. 3:40 to go. Mark said right heel inflammation for Ingram. Yeah, whatever that means. Whatever that means. RJ a left corner 3. Pad them stats, RJ. 12-point game, by the way. 12-point game. I don't expect this comeback to happen, but pad them stats, RJ. He's up to 21. 4 more points, RJ. 4 more points. We're almost there. Almost there to bingo, guys. Mobley being guarded by Barnes. Fakes the handoff, keeps it. Gets it out to Harden. Harden draws the foul in the 3-point attempt. He's going to the foul line for 3. Come on, Jacoby Walter. Come on, man. Come on, man. He's 30 feet away from the basket on the wing. He's not shot it well tonight. He's 3 for 9 from the field. What you doing with your hand in the cookie jar, big dog? Just play straight up. Harden knocks down the first one. He's got 2 more coming. Mark said dumb. Dumb basketball. I mean, you got it to 12. 3 minutes to go. Not out of the realm of possibility, but now you pick up this foul. You knock it back to 15. You gave those 3 points right back. 5-star said Lakers in 6 is crazy. Lakers in 6 is pretty crazy, brother. I'm not going to lie. Thinking that it's not going to go 7 if you are going to win against OKC. I mean, it'd have to be a disastrous downfall for OKC there. Harden knocks down both free throws. I got my timer still going. We've got 3:15 to go here. Jamal Shed bringing it down. As long as we get RJ baskets or Jacoby Walter threes, I'm fine. Jamal Shed's going to dance with it. Getting over to Pirtle, over to RJ. RJ dropping it down. Bounce pass inside the Pirtle for the two-handed slam. Nice pass from RJ. Donovan Mitchell bringing it down against Jacoby Walter. Poking the ball loose. Coming to his right. They show double team. Gets it over to Mobley. Mobley gets it over to Strus. 2:45 to go. Rose had almost a 4-point play. Would have been nice. Mobley down the lane. Gets fouled. He's going to the foul line for 2. Toronto can't believe the call. Tiz said they said the Cavs only wanted Toronto for the clubs. They didn't care about the games there. That may have been hard in convincing them. Like, no, trust me, guys. Trust me. We want to play Toronto. Knowing that there's nothing to do down there in Cleveland. Mobley at the foul line for 2. Knocks down the first free throw. They had their chance there. That 3 from Jacoby Walter really set them back. Mobley misses the second one. Pirtle the rebound. Here comes Barrett. I got Pirtle 7 and 7 tonight. Not terrible. Over to Walter. There it is, a 3. Got it to go, Jacoby Walter. We got bingo. We got bingo, Jacoby Walter. Let alone it being a big 3. It knocks it back to 11. We got bingo, baby. We got bingo, Jacoby Walter. His third 3 gives us bingo. I mean, this is more important than the game. Let's be real. This game mostly over. 2 minutes to go, 11-point lead for Cleveland. I don't see them choking this away. Mitchell, fall-away jumper, got it to go. Not against this Toronto team. We got bingo, baby. We got bingo. Another shot went down. Who was that? Who was that? I don't know. I think that was Barnes. Either way, it's back to 11. We're under 2 to go here. They get over to Harden. Harden gets it over to Mitchell. They're trying to trap, trying to go for these steals, obviously. 109-98. We got bingo, though. We did it. We made it. We made it. This is why we stuck around to the end. Strus, wide open left wing 3. He's been off all night. But, of course, he knocks down the dagger 3. But, of course. RJ, pad your stats to 25. Give us the double bingo, RJ. Give us the double bingo. Jamal Shed walks down and puts up a 3 way off. Hits the backboard, no rim. We'll call that an air ball. My goodness. Mitchell sees a double team in the backcourt. Splits the defense down the lane. He's trying to pad his stats. He gets the layup to go. Donovan Mitchell up to 22. Come on, get it to RJ. Get it to RJ. RJ, get 25. Get 25. My man, 5-star gifted a membership. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. They try to throw it to Barnes, I guess, is what happened there. And there's a turnover. I look down, appreciate my guy 5-star for his generosity. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. And they foul Harden in the backcourt, who hits the Raptors coach. We got a minute to go here. We got a minute to go. Carson, what's up, Carson? Appreciate you, brother. There's definitely a flop from Harden. He gets the benefit of the doubt. Scottie Barnes fouls out if that's the foul on him. I believe that the foul on Scottie Barnes, that should foul him out, which we have player fouls out here, right? We don't. We don't have player fouls out. Okay, that's fine. We don't need that. We don't need that anyway. We do need Bear for 4 more baskets, though. RJ, get me some. Get me some. Mark said James, he checked the coach. He did go right into Coach Darko. And it was an absolute flop, by the way. But nonetheless, here we are. Cavaliers 20 offensive rebounds. Did I read that right? Did I read 20 offensive rebounds for the Cavs tonight? It definitely felt that way, but my goodness, 20 offensive rebounds. Who do they think they are, the Knicks? Rebounds, offensive rebounds. Yeah, 20 offensive rebounds? My goodness. 7 for Toronto, which is a nice number. 20 for Cleveland is crazy in a pivotal Game 7. Toronto, guys, I know you're small, but my goodness. My goodness. All right, side out of bounds for the Cavs, who are now in the bonus for the remainder of the game. They get it into Harden. They get it back to Mobley. Mobley sees a double team. Swings it out to Schroeder. We are under a minute to go. It's a 16-point game. We know this is over. We're waiting for R.J. Barrett stat pads. Mitchell pump fakes. Gets blocked by Barnes. And he gets fouled. Come on. Come on. Get the ball to R.J. Get the ball to R.J. We're trying to get double bingo tonight. He's got 21. Let my guy get 25. 2 trips to the foul line. 4 for 4 from the foul line gets us there. 4 for 4 from the foul line gets us there, man. Come on. Here we go. RJ bringing it down. RJ, don't pass this. Put your head down, go to the basket, draw a foul, get an and one, knock down a 3, do something. Make a layup. I don't care. Get anything. Barrett driving it down in the lane. Pump fake, goes up, floater. Misses it. Come on, RJ. We need these stat pads, RJ. Jacoby Walter knocks it away from Allen. Gets fouled by Allen. And then Jared Allen getting involved. And he's telling them to go home. This game is over. 31 seconds to go. There's some fight from Jared Allen. After he got dogged on by the Knicks a couple of years ago. There's some fight from Jared Allen there in the playoffs. Okay. Showtime. This is why it was frustrating to watch the Cavs give half-ass effort. Jared Allen especially was being guarded by R.J. Barrett most of the series. It wasn't aggressive. Tonight, Allen decided to play. I absolutely agree with you, Showtime. Absolutely agree with you. Not sure where Jared Allen has been all series long, honestly. Showing up in Game 7 is great, but where were you the first 6 games of the series? Jared Allen saying go home. I mean, you like to fight, but, the game is over. Not much of a fight there. Mark said, seen a lot of those clanks from RJ in an orange and blue uniform, too. Yeah, I mean, RJ, 8 for 24 from the field. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I thought he was superb here in the playoff series. I thought he had a very, very good, important season for him in terms of improvement. But, down Ingram, down quickly, down their point guards, down their ball handlers, down their point guard. Mark said, bad night. Overall, bad night, sure, but nobody really played great for Toronto here tonight. Barrett, Barnes, Jamal Shed. I mean, Jamal Shed had 14 points in the first quarter. No. 11 points in the first quarter, 14 points in the first half, didn't score in the second half. It's a lot of RJ and Barnes and not a lot else. Mark said, got to play better. You're the guy. Here's the thing, Mark. He's not the guy. That's the thing. Not supposed to be the guy. I mean, they got Barnes and Ingram are supposed to be their 1 and 2. Ingram not playing. Barnes in foul trouble tonight. RJ got to step in to be the guy. I think he did a serviceable enough job. Obviously not good enough, not nearly good enough here tonight. But I think for the most part throughout the series, he and Barnes have been the best players. Double technicals. Not much after that. Not a flagrant or anything like that. Corey Skeet said, took Cleveland minus 8.5, up 450 tonight. Let's go. There you go. I guess it is a flagrant. Jamal Shed knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Says Blocky said, good night, folks. Yeah, this one's been over for a while. We did get bingo, though. Did he get bingo? Now, so we get the tech square. Oh, we do get the tech square. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We do. Make sure we are accurate with our bingo card here tonight. Is that Barrett in the lane? Barrett in the lane gets the lefty layup to go. Literally, RJ, one more garbage time bucket, please. Literally one more. And the Cavs are going to use a timeout. RJ. If you could do anything for me, big dog, is get one more basket for the double bingo tonight. One more basket, big dog. So I said, I'll be waiting my bell. I think Embiid should sit game 1. But if he don't, all man, Sixers in 5. I guess it depends on how injured he is after game 7, but we will see. Showtime, a flagrant foul for coming down on his arms. Wow. It was a follow-through. It wasn't coming down on his arms. It was like the pull down and follow-through, knocking him to the ground is what gave him the flagrant. Carson said, you think the Knicks are going to be the 76ers? I do. As a Knicks fan, as a biased decision, I do. As a biased analysis, I do think the Knicks will win. Iron Wolf, appreciate you, brother. Just that said game 1 is ours, no doubt. I hope so. I hope so. Better show up and show out. Game 1. Game 1 could go anyway because you're evaluating what it's going to be like to match up in the playoffs. Could go any way. I expect it to come down to the wire and for it to be an incredibly close competition. Carson said 76ers in 5 is the most hilarious thing I heard all night. I know, right? Not even give it, like, I wouldn't even say Knicks in 6. Or I wouldn't even say Knicks in 5. I mean, you know my mentality, Knicks in 4 until proven otherwise, but if I'm being realistic, it's got to be like Knicks in 6, probably 7. RJ's got 23 points, but he's out of the game. All right, we're going to end it right there. Going to get the end of the bench guys in. RJ's going to end the night with 23. Brother couldn't give us the double bingo, so we're only going to walk away with 1 bingo here tonight. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me all the way to the end, watching some basketball. Really, our bingo card is what kept us here. We could have ended this a while ago. It's been over for a while. I'm going to give a shout out to you guys. Appreciate you for hanging out with me all the way to the end. We're going to do it all over again tomorrow, start of the second round. Unfortunately, we got two stinkers here in game for both game 7s. Cleveland dominated here against Toronto, and then Detroit obviously dominated against Orlando earlier today. So the game will end as a 12-point game, but it was a much more dominant performance from Cleveland than that here tonight. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Shout out all of the channel members, whether you were gifted a membership or you decided to become a member all on your own. I appreciate you nonetheless. Shout out my guys, 5-star, very generous of you tonight. Nixon NYC, very generous, appreciate you. And even before that, Knicks fan, the Fleas, all with contributions to the community tonight. Appreciate you guys for that. Shout out any new viewers here tonight who subscribed or just came to hang out with us. Appreciate you guys as well. Nasa, we did hit bingo. We did hit bingo, brother. What did we win? We won 5 gifted memberships to the community. So I appreciate you guys. And of course, round 2 starts tomorrow. Round 2 starts tomorrow. Game 1 in New York. Of course, wouldn't have it any other way. So with that being said, appreciate you guys. Remember, brush your teeth before bed. Stay hydrated. I'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody. Bye.